Chai, Auburn.
Wake up, it's Chris in the morning light. On KAHI, your day starts right. Foothill news and a smile or two, with a dad joke fresh and the weather too. He's the voice of the hills, keeping it real. Local talk with hometown feel. So grab your coffee, don't hit snooze. It's Chris in the morning with your daily news.
Another big finish and good Thursday morning to you. It is October 23rd, and it is right smack dab at the top of the hour. It is 6 a.m. here at FM 104.5, AM 950 KAHI. You know what it is. It is the voice of the foothills, Chris Quant, with you here, holding it down. A beautiful, gorgeous, fantastic. Somebody left the air conditioned on, so it's quite chilly. Studio A, downtown Auburn, peering through the Venetian blinds at, we'll see what the day looks like. It's dark outside. I don't know yet. We'll check in with meteorologist Tim Root to see what our weather is looking like. But as we're getting started on this Thursday, hope that if you were awake right now, if you were up at this hour, I hope it's been a good day so far. Maybe you're just still kind of getting your bearings around you and stumbling out of bed looking for the coffee pot to make a cup of coffee. Well, let's take us along with you and hopefully keep you informed and entertained a little bit today as we navigate this Thursday, October 23rd, which is labeled as National Boston Cream Pie Day. So if you're looking for a dessert for yourself or for somebody else, an idea, there you go. And if it's your birthday today, maybe you're a pie person instead of a cake person for your birthday. Well, whatever your preference, happy stinking birthday to you today. I hope you have a fantastic day. Now, my wife has a birthday wish. Her birthday wish is to get a gluten-free pumpkin pie from a bakery in Nevada City. And so I emailed them. I called and they said, well, why don't you email our baker? So I emailed the baker. Apparently it's this one shout out to Whitney. Thank you so much for returning my email and saying, yes, we can absolutely do that. Here's how much it's going to cost. What day do you need it? And so excited to pick up this. It's Three Forks Bakery. If you're not a sponsor of the show, but if they want to be, I won't be mad about it. Up in Nevada City up there, if you're ever up there and you want to visit a lovely little spot, whether for some coffee or some pastries or lunch up there, I think they do beer. Kind of like do a little bit like Poor Choice, right? If you're familiar with that here in Auburn, do some coffee. Also have some beer on tap there. It's quite delightful. So go check them out if you have a chance up there. If today is your birthday, happy birthday again to you. You share your birthday with, let's see, Weird Al Yankovic. Yes, that Weird Al Yankovic. Born on this day in 1959. He played, this was quite a few years ago. It had to be at least maybe almost 10 years ago. He was playing at the California State Fair. He was there the day that we were there at the State Fair. And we didn't go into the venue to watch him there, but we kind of were watching. I was standing on the side of the stage, so I could see the exit off the side of the stage. So you see that he finishes a song. They roll a video of one of his many, many videos. You could see him run off stage, do a costume change, run back on stage, do the next song. Same thing. That song finishes. They roll a video. He runs off stage again, runs down, changes, runs back up on stage again to do the next thing. I think he did that for his entire set. It was impressive, and they had those costume changes down. It was actually a pretty entertaining show. Weird Al Yankovic, 1959, is born on this day. Ryan Reynolds, if you don't know who he is, boy, is he quite the businessman, actor, and all that. Born on this day in 1976. If you're into kind of real life, it's not really a documentary, but I guess it is a documentary. It's on FX, or you can catch it if you have Hulu there. It's called Welcome to Wrexham, where basically Ryan Reynolds and Rob McElhenney, Rob is an actor on It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. You probably recognize him from some other stuff. They buy this football team, or soccer team, as we would say, in Wales. And basically this town that has just been built around this football team, this soccer team, the highest highs and the lowest lows, and they're kind of in a low spot. And these guys come in and buy this team and are trying to basically get it up. And soccer in over in Europe, it's in England, you get relegated. So just imagine like our football teams, or I guess maybe AAA or AA. Anyway, you kind of think of it as like the lower divisions. If you don't finish in the top, however many, you get every year. It's a competition every year to stay in that division you're in. If you're like in the bottom 5 or something like that, you get relegated down. And whoever was in the top in the league below you get promoted up. And so basically, their goal has been to get this team promoted up. And technically, I think in their football league there, like you could start out as a club football team, just a regular football team. And technically, I guess if you were good enough, and you had the financial backing, you could rise up all the way to the Premier League or whatever the top league is. But it is absolutely fascinating, and they decided to document this, how these guys have poured into this town called Wrexham, how the town the shape and the face of the town has changed, where people are coming in now. There's industry coming in. So would that any two Hollywood moguls would come in and invest in it, but it's kind of cool to see how it's changing the face of this town. So if you're looking for a recommendation, you've got FX or you've got Hulu. It's called Welcome to Wrexham. It is definitely a good watch. And Ryan Reynolds, it feels kind of almost like Ted Lasso. If you've been watching Ted Lasso on Apple TV Plus, feels a similar vibe there, but in real life. Ryan Reynolds, 1976. Meghan McCain, 1984. And Jessica Stroup, American actress, 1986. So happy birthday to them, and happy birthday to you. Oh, speaking of soccer, Pele, Brazilian footballer and actor, soccer player, we would say, 1940s. So speaking of the football tie-in there, happy birthday to them, and happy birthday again to you if today is your birthday. On this day in history, if you're curious, in 1973 on this day, President Nixon agreed to turn over the subpoenaed audio tapes of his Oval Office conversations. And in 2001, all the way back in 2001, what were we doing in October 23rd? Well, we were seeing the iPod being demonstrated for the first time, on sale the following week. The retail price was $399. So back in 2001, $399. That's probably equivalent to what iPhones are selling for these days. But yeah, I remember the iPod coming through and revolutionizing. What? I can put all my CDs on one thing? Are you kidding me? This is amazing. All the way back in 2001. It's also Mole Day. No, not those kind of moles. It's basically the scientific mole. A mole defines a substance that contains at least one atom or molecule, of which more than 1 million atoms are contained in 1 gram of a substance. Mathy terms, whatever that means. Scientific day. It's Mole Day, and not those little guys that burrow in the ground there. All right, he has been waiting patiently here on the sidelines. Timmy, it is your time. I'm putting you in the game to tell us what our weather is looking like for today. Take it away.
Thursday weather forecast is calling for mostly sunny skies today. The high temperature is 65 to 70 and a west wind about 10 miles per hour. Mostly clear, cool overnight in the low 50s, very light winds. The dry weather will last into Friday. It'll be up near 70, mostly sunny skies, but there is a chance of showers late Friday night into Saturday, mostly cloudy Saturday around 60 with the rain showers, and more rain showers Sunday. This is meteorologist Tim Root from FM 104.5 and AM 950 KAHI.
Thank you, Tim. 8 minutes past the top of the hour, 6:08 a.m. All right, when we come back from the break, as we're working our way towards the Fox Business Report, let's talk some business things and sport ball things. We've got sports ball coming up here at the bottom of the hour as well. Betting is getting its seal of approval. Some online betting from a pro organization, a pro athlete organization, pro sports organization. Who is that? What are they doing? What's going on? And I thought, and as I was going through this article, I thought, wait a minute, isn't gambling illegal in a lot of states? But how does online gambling how do they bypass that? Because obviously the internet, you can get that in every state. Well, it's kind of interesting what they're doing, and some folks are not too happy about it. We'll talk about that and more. Also, we have somebody on the internet who weighed in on who they think the thieves, the leading contender for the thieves that broke into the Louvre over this last weekend, who they think their short list of the thieves might be. It was pretty entertaining. I'll let you know that as well. Lots more coming up. Also, later on today, 3 headlines and a lie. That's right. It's Thursday. 3 headlines and a lie. We'll play that together. We've got some trivia for you. Also, your daily dad jokes. And I think somebody, if you want to test it out, you can. It looks like the AT&T folks were here yesterday. I think our phone lines are back. 530-885-3565. I'm surprised I remembered it. 530-885-5365. Should be the line there to call in if you want to call in about anything or leave a daily dad joke. You are absolutely free to do that. Back with more right after this.
What's in our future? Let's check in with internationally known astrologer Susan Miller to find out what's in store on Pop Talk. Do you love your cell phone? You may have some decisions to make after our conversation. Hi, Mary Jane Pop here. Artificial intelligence. What's in our future with AI by our side? Let's check out the good and the bad so you can make decisions. Pop Talk gives you choices. Saturday 5 to 7 a.m., Sunday 9 to 11 p.m., and 24/7 at KAHI.com. Let's talk.
Catch Sinatra and Friends, Saturdays and Sundays, right here on 104.5 FM and AM 950 KAHI. Join Frank and his friends, Sammy, Dean, Tony Bennett, and more, performing songs from the Great American Songbook. Sinatra and Friends Weekends, brought to you by Naturewood Home Furnishings on Folsom Boulevard in Rancho Cordova. Right here on the Voice of the Foothills, 104.5 FM, AM 950, and streaming all over the world at KAHI.com.
Hi, this is Dr. Dahlia, and I'm thrilled to announce that I've joined the KAHI radio team. Each weekday morning from 9 to noon, I'm live on KAHI. We tackle issues like cholesterol, diabetes, women's health, children, geriatrics, relationships, and more. And with all that's going on in Washington, we even touch on government and policies impacting your health. The Dr. Dahlia Show is also a live call-in medical talk show that answers your questions on the air. Join me, Dr. Dahlia, Monday through Friday from 9 to noon here on FM 104.5 and AM 950 KAHI, the voice of the foothills.
11 minutes past the top of the hour, 6:11 a.m. And hey, good morning to you, Newcastle. Currently 51 degrees right now. Looking for a high today of 72, so quite delightful out there. All right, before we went to the break there, we were talking about there's this major sports ball league. I guess it would be a sports puck league. The NHL basically gave their stamp of approval, announced a multi-year deal with Polymarket and Kalshi. Kalshi, Kalshi, I think is what it is, that it will allow the startups to use the league's data and logos on their platforms. This deal marks the first partnership between a major U.S. sports league and the prediction markets, giving a pro sports seal of approval to the upstarts that are challenging traditional sports books. So, yeah, the NHL. By the way, you can hear the Sharks back here on KAHI. They've got a game today versus the Rangers. So that's going to be at 4 o'clock this afternoon, by the way. Sharks back here on KAHI. Also, the Kings are back on. Oh, my gosh. Did we hear the Kings game? We'll talk about that here in just a little bit. Kalshi and Polymarket now have the NHL's logo plastered all over their site. But even without official recognition, they offer bets on sports leagues games by using, I like this, there's a loophole. There's always a loophole. They basically use vague titles like Pro Football Champion and listing cities instead of the specific team name. So I guess now that the NHL has partnered with them, they can actually put the team names on there and they can put all their logos up there and everything else. But they've been finding a way around other things, like just saying, yeah, it's a Pro Football Champion game there. So it's kind of interesting to see how they're navigating this. But aren't you thinking like, well, wait a second. I thought betting, I didn't know you could bet in all across all states. I thought they banned some of these things like this. Well, unlike traditional sports books that are subject to a patchwork of local gambling regulations, this is from the Morning Brew, by the way, across the U.S., prediction markets, which facilitate betting contracts between users rather than acting as the house, quote unquote, the house, that you bet against, are considered financial exchanges and regulated federally by the Commodities Futures Trading Commission that allows them to offer sports bets in states where gambling is illegal, leaving gaming commissions and state regulators pretty peeved. Yeah, so they're like, again, There's got to be a loophole. They found a way around it. They're tangling with prediction marketers in court, and legal experts ultimately expect that the company's ongoing ability to offer sports bets to be determined by the Supreme Court. So yeah, it's probably not settled yet, but right now, if you want to, you can, using these online sports betting markets there. If you can't beat them, join them. This week, DraftKings acquired Railbird Technologies, a licensed prediction market exchange. And basically, everybody wants a piece of the predictions here. Kalshi is reportedly receiving funding offers that value it at more than $10 billion. And the owner of the New York Stock Exchange, who is the owner of the New York Stock Exchange, recently took a $2 billion stake in Polymarket. So online betting, we do like to bet against things or on things or whatnot. And it is going gangbusters here online. All right, well, speaking of money and business and the stock exchanges and all those types of things, it's time for us to turn it over now, as we do, to the Fox Business Report.
I'm Liz Clayman, and this is the Fox Business Report.
T-Mobile shares are up 2%. Its summer was the best in a decade. It added more than 1 million customers with a monthly bill in the quarter. Southwest Airlines says the changes to its business are working, and it expects to see a record holiday quarter. Its summer quarter was better than forecast. Fees for checked bags and other perks are boosting sales. It introduced bag fees in late May, and it switches to assigned seating on January 27th. Southwest has been changing its planes to allow extra legroom for premium seats. Toy maker Hasbro says sales are picking up ahead of the holidays. Hasbro is raising its forecast for the year after it had a strong summer quarter. And Unilever says it is seeing business improve, its parent company of Hellmann's and Dove. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Jenny Cosola. Invested in you.
Check out the Garden Goddesses here on the Voice of the Foothills Saturday mornings at 8 a.m. Erlene Freeman and Cindy Davis will bring you up to speed on all the latest news and help your garden grow.
Row by row, someone bless.
It's the Garden Goddesses, Saturdays at 8 a.m. here on 104.5 FM and AM 950 and streaming all over the world at KAHI.com.
16 minutes past the top of the hour, 6:16 a.m. Let's talk about another event for the calendar. This one is coming up tomorrow, Friday, October 24th. Keeping in the spirit of spooky season, it's going to be from 6:30 to 8:30 p.m. at night. Discover what's in the darkness. The Grass Valley Museum and Cultural Center at 410 South Church Street is having a torchlight tour. Experience the historical grounds of the former Mount St. Mary's Orphanage and Convent by flashlight. Not a haunted house. This is a different experience than the regular free tours where you will see parts of the building grounds that are not normally on display. Refreshments and other surprises are included. Oh, what are those other surprises? I wonder. It's going to be an exclusive after dark access to the secret basement there. So yeah, it seems pretty interesting there. Again, it's going to be, we've got a couple days that's going to be happening here. It's going to be this Friday, October 24th. Again, that's going to be from 6:30 to 8:30 p.m. If you miss Friday, you can go on Tuesday the 28th and Thursday the 30th. Now, it's going to be $25, and you can call 530-272-4725 to sign up. Again, that's 530-272-4725, or you can go to grassvalleymuseum.org to sign up for the Torchlight Tour. This is the third annual Torchlight Tour. Again, experience the historic grounds of the former Mount St. Mary's Orphanage and Convent by flashlight. Again, not a haunted house, but you're going to get access to some areas where you wouldn't get normally on the free tour there. And again, you can call 530-272-4725 or go to grassvalleymuseum.org. For tickets, they're $25 each. Again, it's going to be this Friday, the 24th. If you miss that, it's going to be again on Tuesday, October 28th, and Thursday, October 30th will be your last chance, 6:30 to 8:30 p.m. Check it out online, grassvalleymuseum.org. Back with more after this.
Are you ready to explore the unexplained, dive into the bizarre, and journey to the other side of midnight? I'm Frank Morano, your host for the most compelling late-night talk show in America. From conspiracy theories to cosmic mysteries, from politics to pop culture, we cover it all, and then some. Join me weeknights from 2 to 6 a.m. right here on the Voice of the Foothills, FM 104.5 and AM 950 KAHI. Don't just stay up late. Stay curious.
19 minutes past the top of the hour, 6:19 a.m. Coming up in our next segment at the bottom of the hour, sports ball. That's right, the Kings played yesterday. We'll let you know how they did. Also, other scores. The Thursday night football is going to be happening. We'll let you know what's playing. Lots coming up. Stay tuned. Back with more after this.
2010. No, it was before we were in Virginia, so it had to have been like 2005. Trans-Siberian Orchestra did a guest performers tour. And they had all kinds of folks. Steven Tyler of Aerosmith, Pat Benatar, I think Dave Matthews, all kinds of folks came out and did a lick with them. And in Philadelphia, they came out and they said, Joe, don't leave early, like I would do that. And right after their regular show was done, Paul comes out and says, ladies and gentlemen, John Anderson. And I watched TSO do this song with John Anderson. And I told them, they say, you guys should re-release all that. I don't know the legalities of it all, but that would be a billion-seller record, all the guest spots that they did. I don't know if it even exists. I'm sure recordings of them there, but I'll get back to Jeff in a little while there as he had to go grab another spot. But I want to circle back to a couple of situations with this mania that they have over the East Wing and the renovations going on there, as if this was some foundational document of the Constitution. And one of the things that I wanted to point out is that the very people who want to take the Bill of Rights down and rewrite and come up with fundamental changes to the Constitution freak out when the East Wing gets renovated and a ballroom gets put on it. And this is indicative of what the statist is about. The statist is about the trappings of government. When Caesar took over power in Rome, he wanted to make sure the edifices of the Roman Republic remained, so that the population wouldn't think about it. We celebrate these icons rather than the buildings that they speak to themselves. Hang on the line 1 second. We'll get to you in a moment here on First Thing Today. Okay.
Okay.
And let's, but you gotta watch out for the false idolatry of, oh my gosh, they're renovating the East Wing. He's tearing down America, and they're doing it to you. The gaslighting is out of control. Time to check in with James at the jcsgold.com site. James Lock on with us, fourth generation of this family business, helping you navigate gold and silver investment. Good morning, James. How are you, sir?
I'm doing well, Joe, and gold and silver are back in the green today. They had a little bit of a pullback yesterday, but gold held above $4,000. It's currently up $18, about 0.5% to $4,117. Silver is up 1% to $49.05, up about 55 cents so far this morning. So holding strong. Just had a little bit of a sale moment yesterday, but doing pretty well so far.
Well, I know that a lot of the nattering nabobs of negativism said, aha, here it comes, the balloon is bursting, when it came back down over the weekend. I said, look at the graphs that they put at jcsgold.com. You'll see that it's not a bubble. I mean, it's just a steady climb. Perhaps some of it's in the decline in the value of the dollar, but gold keeps being that good hedge against that. I mean, it's not a reason not to buy gold. It's the value of the dollar is actually the reason you should be, right?
Yeah, and that's a really interesting thing. I'm not really sure you can call gold and silver a bubble. There's nothing new about them. The gold and silver have been from empire to empire, civilization to civilization. Gold and silver have been the unit and measure of money. They've been here for longer than we have, for sure. So, it is the kind of the bedrock. It is the precious metal. It is everything that that our financial system was originally based off of, and it really is proof to show like you said, the devaluing of the dollar, the shrinking dollar over time, and how important to have a part of your portfolio in gold and silver so you can be prepared for that. And it's something that you can pass down to the future generations. You can pass down to your kids. It's a preservation of wealth, and that's why we tell our clients to stack it over time and not to trade it. So as people are calling for bubbles and this to pop and that to pop, our clients are the ones that are actually taking advantage of cheaper prices and actually purchasing and stacking gold and silver, which is great to see.
Well, James, us people in the media, we're all drama llamas anyway. Oh, it's the sky is falling or whatever, or, sky is falling tomorrow, film at 11 James. So I appreciate it. And please, if you're thinking about it, get it before the Chi-Coms buy it all. I was reading a story about that, I think on the Bloomberg website, that China's just buying up large amounts of gold. Can't imagine why. Yeah. So get it before they do. JCSGold.com. You have a great morning, James.
Thanks, Joe. And I also had a client in the showroom yesterday, and he wanted me to tell you hello. He listens to you every morning. So shout out to him. And it's great to see customers listening, and then they come in and talk about gold and silver, and it's great to have those conversations.
And I appreciate that because, otherwise there's no metric to know if being a partner to the program is working or not, unless you say, hey, thanks. I heard about you on First Thing Today by Joe Thomas, or wherever you are. If you email them, if you order online, just send them a little note saying, yeah, this is how I found you. But I appreciate it, James. Thank you for that note, sir. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. You have a good one.
Always. Let me get to line 2. It sounded like Dr. Clark was on the air, on the phone with us. Was that you, Clark?
Yes, sir.
Well, it was going to be embarrassing if it wasn't, especially if it was a female. So anyway, sir, what's on your mind?
Well, Joe, happenstance, I, too, am a tremendous John Anderson fan.
Oh, you are? I didn't know that.
Yes. Well, I saw roses choking in the grass, flaking paint, and a broken window pane. A mailbox barely standing by the driveway. I can almost read the name.
Different John Anderson.
And forgotten toys where little girls and boys played happy games. Everything I ever cared about is gone now, but the memory still remains.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Great lyrics there.
So, anyway.
Slightly different John Anderson, but we appreciate.
Not John David great. Anderson? From up to Florida, y'all are on a different one, huh?
Both incredible artists, and we are all so lucky that we, as I was saying to Jeff off the air, we were talking about Paul O'Neill, the founder of the band, passing away a few years ago. I said, this is why it's good nowadays that we record all this stuff, because if we don't record it, who knows where it goes when we go away. And I know some keyboard warrior out there is recording everything I say to use it against me at a later date. But don't forget, Joe ThomasInTheMorning.com if you want to enter to win tickets. It's not ending today, but we have a bunch to give away coming up today, including the Portland show.
In a study, it was found that 33% of 44 herbal supplements had no trace of the advertised herb. Now, don't let that happen to you. Hi, this is Dr. Mitch. If you want to ensure quality, please go to TotalWellness.com. Supplements made for physicians, only now available to you too. TotalWellness.com, helping you to look good, feel good, and enjoy total wellness.
Would your car perform better with premium gas or regular? What do octane ratings mean? I'm Ron Ananian, the Car Doctor, your automotive prescription, right after this.
Increase fuel economy up to 7.9% with Hot Shot Secret Gasoline Extreme, the solution to maximize your engine's performance and fuel economy. Whether you're driving a sports car or a daily commuter, Gasoline Extreme is specially formulated with PEA to deep clean. Don't settle for an average driving experience. Upgrade to Hot Shot Secret Gasoline Extreme and go further on each tank. Order now on Amazon or HotShotSecret.com. Hot Shot Secret, powered by science.
Today's modern vehicle, whether it's a car, SUV, or light truck, is designed with a specific fuel in mind. Read your owner's manual. What octane rating does the vehicle manufacturer call for? That's what you should use. But there are exceptions to the rule. Many high-end or luxury vehicles call for premium or higher octane fuel. And the reason for this is not just due to the octane rating. There are better fuel system cleaners in premium fuels. Gasoline companies know too that vehicles that run on premium won't perform as well with carbon deposits. So they pack more cleaning power into their premium fuels than their regular blend. If you rotate your fuel choices around, say, every third tank full, you may find better performance and miles per gallon because you are cleaning your engine and fuel system while you drive. Just don't tell your mechanic you're trying to replace them anytime soon. With your automotive prescription, I'm Ron Ananian, the Car Doctor. See you next time.
And good Thursday morning to you. It is October 23rd, and it is 30 minutes past the top of the hour, 6:30 a.m. Hey, good morning to you, Grass Valley. Currently 48 degrees right now, looking for a high today of 70 degrees. All right, there's the sports ball music. Let's get right into it. The Kings had their first regular season NBA game yesterday. They were playing the Phoenix Suns. Did you hear it here on KAHI? Well, if not, here's a little bit of what the game sounded like from the stadium there, an away game. Full court pass all the way down to Labid. Labid slams it down in the second quarter. Kings were leading 57-40 at that point, but alas, they could not keep the lead there. The Kings end up losing that game to the Phoenix Suns 120-116. So, all right, walk away with an L there, but they're coming back on Friday versus the Utah Jazz. That's going to be at home at 7 o'clock. Make sure you catch all of the action here on KAHI. Speaking of catching the action here on KAHI, Sharks are back on KAHI this afternoon versus the Rangers. That's going to be at 4 o'clock this afternoon, so you can catch all of that here on KAHI. So we'll be going back and forth between the Sharks and the Kings. We'll be carrying all of the Kings games, by the way. So make sure you're tuning into KAHI for all of that. Other scores around the NBA yesterday: Jazz versus the Clippers. Jazz on top there, 129-108. Bulls versus the Pistons. Bulls win that one, 115-111. Heat versus the Magic. Magic bring the Magic, 125-121 there. And Cavaliers versus the Knicks. Knicks on top there, 119-111. Heading over to the NFL. Thursday night football tonight is the Vikings versus the Chargers. It'll be at 5:15 p.m. tonight on Prime Video. And speaking of football, hey, talking about the Hillman game, the Placer-Hillman game this last Friday, shorthanded Hillman survive scare at Yuba City in a wild shootout that came down to the final seconds. This is from the Auburn Journal, by the way. The shorthanded Placer-Hillman outlasted Yuba City 49-48 to secure a crucial Foothill Valley League victory on the road. Both teams ran for more than 300 yards and combined for 1,122 total yards. Wow. As the Hillman and the Honkers, oh, that's an interesting name, traded blows all night. Placer led most of the game before Yuba City surged ahead 42-35 early in the fourth, putting the Hillman playoff hopes in jeopardy. But behind quarterback Liam Grant and the Hillman answered, and the senior connected with Keelan Beveridge for a touchdown. And head coach Joey Montoya made a gutsy call to go for two. The conversion was good, giving Placer a 43-42 lead and the game. Congratulations, Hillman, on the W there, keeping the playoff hopes alive. We'll be back with your KAHI weather right after this.
Happy anniversary, Naturewood! Since 1948, the Keys family vision lives on at Naturewood Home Furnishings, where you'll always find the best choices, quality, value, and service. Come join our celebration now during our 77th anniversary sale. Almost everything is on sale at Naturewood. Special store-wide savings on all sofas, bedrooms, dining rooms, home office, accents, and a bunch more. We'll invite you to meet our entire Naturewood family, and now in our 5th generation. Tell them Brooklyn Nova and Orion sent you.
Thursday weather forecast is calling for mostly sunny skies today. The high temperature is 65 to 70 and a west wind about 10 miles per hour. Mostly clear, cool overnight in the low 50s, very light winds. The dry weather will last into Friday. It'll be up near 70, mostly sunny skies, but there is a chance of showers late Friday night into Saturday. Mostly cloudy Saturday around 60 with the rain showers, and more rain showers Sunday. This is meteorologist Tim Root from FM 104.5 and AM 950 KAHI.
Thank you, Tim. 33 minutes past the top of the hour, 6:33 a.m. Coming up in our next segment, we'll have your KAHI News, more events for the calendar. Do you have a good pumpkin patch to go to? Well, I got a recommendation for you if you're still looking for some pumpkins or something to do with the kids and the grand kiddos. Also, your California Ag Report is coming up. Next hour, we'll have your daily dad jokes and 3 headlines and a lie like we love to do on Thursdays. Lots coming up. Stay tuned. Off to JT in the morning. See you back here in just a little bit.
Thank you for joining us, visiting with Jeff Plate here of the Trans-Siberian Orchestra. And Jeff, I wanted to ask you something because we love history here on this program. And you guys went on tour with history, the prehistory, the roots of Trans-Siberian Orchestra is a band called Sabotage. And you guys just did a European tour, first time in decades with that band. How did that go?
It was amazing. It was amazing. I mean, we Sabotage had not done a proper tour since 2002. So it's over 20 years. And the fan base has always been beating the drum, so to speak, for us to come back. Now, a lot of things have happened in that 20 years. But past year, actually about 2 years ago, the conversation really started heating up about the band. And we just had hey, I think we've all wanted to do this, but the timing was right this time. And John Oliva, the man who founded Sabotage and was Paul O'Neill's writing partner, he, physically could not do the tour, but he gave us his blessing to do the tour. And John is involved in everything we do, from the set list to, who's playing what guitar solo, the vocal harmonies, et cetera, et cetera. So this was a hurdle we had to get over, was, how are we going to do this without John? Mm-hmm. Well, we brought in a couple other people to fill out the band, to expand ourselves musically and vocally a little bit. But when the first idea of this came about, the fan base went crazy. When the first shows were announced, we were selling out shows in Germany, almost like 6, 7, 8 months prior to us even being there. And the fans had not seen this, like I said, in over 20 years. So we knew that the shows were going to be great, that the tour was going to be great. But honestly, Joe, it was beyond all of our expectations. It was just so exciting and so rewarding to be able to go out and play this music again in front of these fans. And now, ironically, that it's been this long, now a lot of our old time fans are bringing their kids. So we've got this whole new genre, this whole new age bracket that's getting turned on to Sabotage again, and it's really pretty cool. So we did fantastic. Next year, 2026 is going to be another great year. There's already some tour dates announced for Europe, and
nice.
we get asked all the time about the States. If and when logistically it makes sense for us to do a tour here, we will. Trust me. But right now we're still building things back up.
Oh, I know. But I have to tell people this, and it just happened to me the other day. It came up in my Spotify playlist. When the Crowds Are Gone is one of the songs in my playlist, and I started to. I'm doing it now, too. You well up. Anyone who understands the preciousness of anything in life, I know it's kind of done from the milieu of a rock singer, but I think anyone who's ever, felt that sting of losing something precious without realizing how precious it was, you got to go to Spotify, go to YouTube, wherever, and go listen to this song, because you'll never stop listening to it. You'll play it like 20 times over.
Memories can only last so long, like faded photographs, forgotten songs.
No, and it moves. It moves and moves and moves. Visiting Jeff played drummer on this, too. And, anyone who's felt that sting knows Jeff played on with us, Trans-Siberian Orchestra. We're going to give away some tickets and you do some stuff from them in the show, but the show's getting ready. You're in rehearsal?
Absolutely. I tell, when people ask me about the show and how to describe it, I say, really, you got to just come see it. It's one of the most unique shows you're ever going to see. And, honestly, we've been doing this for a long time. This is our 27th year of touring, minus the COVID year. But it's a busy time of year. It's not like everybody, has all the time in the world these days, and especially during the holiday season. There's a lot of folks that have never seen our show before. Many have heard about it. Most all of them know the music. But, every night, Chris Caffrey will ask the audience how many people, who's new here. 30 to 40% of the crowd raises their hand.
That's true.
So it's just amazing how many new people are coming in every year, but that also just indicates how this fan base, this love for TSO is still growing every year too, and this is why we're still doing what we do.
And, I see it now, too, as we're doing the concert ticket giveaways, and folks are posting at joethomasinthemorning.com. When I say, hey, enter to win in your town, and I've got the list up here at Jeff Plate on with us, Trans-Siberian Orchestra, and it's an honor you guys have given me, because never before have we had this chance. We just did the tickets for Colorado Springs and Youngstown earlier in the week. Very soon, Salt Lake City and Portland. I think we're going to do Salt Lake tomorrow. They're saying tomorrow. So if you're in Salt Lake listening to us, or Provo, and jump in and get on there, or the south side where you are, and you could, if you're into the road trip, you're into the road trip. I can't drive you there, but then Portland will start next week, Manchester, New Hampshire, Sacramento, Jacksonville, Orlando, Tampa, New Orleans, Queens, New York, San Antonio, Chicago, Minneapolis, Washington. We have tickets for these shows, enter to win. But so many of the folks have told me, as they enter to win, I've never seen the show, and you say, great things. So I always, and my wife especially, she loves to get photographs. What she does, this is her thing now, is she brings what she calls newbies to the show, and then tries to get their face, get an oh wow shot the first time you guys come out with the opening songs, whatever it may be, just to get that, oh my God, what is this? And it's just, it's one of her Christmas traditions on a sidebar there. Jeff, thank you, and everyone, Night Castle, for hooking up with us for that. We can't wait to see you at the show we're coming to, which I think is Queens, New York, at the UBS Arena there at Belmont Racetrack. But I appreciate it, my friend. Rehearse well, and we'll talk to you again very soon.
Sounds good, Joe. Take care, man. We'll see you soon.
God bless. 434-882-4217. You enter at joethomasinthemorning.com there, and it's interesting. My dear friend Chris, when he found out I was a big TSO fan, he's like, well, then you like Sabotage. And I said, well, no, I had never heard of it. And this happens to me so frequently because I am, and I have been in music radio, but I've never been the music guy. There are people, just like in our industry here now covering news, there are people who do what I do, who are into it for the politicians they hang out with and the people who are behind the scenes. And I look at it the same way. They're just like the people in music radio who want to meet the big star. Oh, here I am with Taylor Swift. Oh, here I am with... And that was all what it was. And their favorite part of the day was when the record company people would call them to get the new releases on the radio station. And Me, I was always about the listener. Even when I was doing rock and roll radio, I was about you. I couldn't have cared less. I mean, I loved the songs that you loved and I loved sharing them with you when I was doing music radio. But it was about you and me and the music and the songs that we shared. It wasn't about the songs and then dragging you along with it voyeuristically. It was so I never really got into like all that stuff. But when I heard Sabotage, I was like, wow, this band is almost even better than TSO. Shh, don't tell it.
Can you believe, with all the recent violent protests, looting, and destruction, some areas are considering either defunding or abolishing the police? At a time when America's neighborhoods need the protection of police the most, some elected officials would rather create more chaos by playing politics. If you're sick of elected officials caving in to demands of the radical left, you're not alone. It's time we stand up and declare our support for local police. The majority of police officers are important partners in protecting our God-given rights. If you prefer freedom over chaos, then learn how you can help protect the local police that serve your community. Call today and request your free Support Your Local Police info packet. Dial 800-JBS-USA-1. That's 800-JBS-USA-1. Request your free Support Your Local Police info packet by calling 800-JBS-USA-1 today.
And good Thursday morning to you. It is October 23rd, and it is 15 minutes to the top of the hour, 6:45 a.m. And hey, good morning to you, Rockland. Currently 49 degrees right now. Looking for a high today. Very pleasant. 73 degrees out there. Not too shabby. All right, speaking of Rockland, let's talk about another event here for the family, for friends, for anybody who wants to go out and go to a great pumpkin patch. Well, if you got a chance to go to a pumpkin patch, it's been through September 26th. It's going to go all the way through Halloween, October 31st. It's the Pumpkin Patch by Compassion Planet. It's a family-friendly, no-entry fee pumpkin patch. Choose from a wide variety of cooking, decorative, and carving pumpkins. There's a kids play area, a unique photo opportunities spots, fall shopping at the Deer Creek Farm shop there. On weekends from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m., delight in face painting, balloon characters, glitter tattoos, and a whole lot more. Again, it started on the 26th of September. It's going all the way through October 31st, so still time to swing by and check out, do the whole fall pumpkin patch thing. Again, hours are Monday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m., and on Sunday, 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. Again, on the weekends from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m., you can delight in face painting, balloon characters, glitter tattoos, and a whole lot more. Again, do your fall shopping. Maybe find some Christmas presents. Do a little bit of early Christmas shopping at the Deer Creek Farm store right there. And you can find out more by going to compassionplanet.org/pumpkin patch. To find out more information, the location is 5465 Pacific Street there in Rockland. Again, 5465 Pacific Street there in Rockland. Yeah, it's a delightful little pumpkin patch there. Again, Mondays through Saturdays, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m., and Sundays, 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. there at 5465 Pacific Street in Rockland. It's the Pumpkin Patch by Compassion Planet. Family-friendly, no-entry fee pumpkin patch, and you've got a wide variety to choose from, including cooking and decorative carving pumpkins. Again, find out more at compassionplanet.org/pumpkin patch. All right, we'll be back with your KAHI News right after this.
Advertise with KAHI Radio, the voice of the foothills, and you'll reach those who matter most, your local customers for your local business. Here's Fred Penny of Penny & Associates to tell you why he uses KAHI Radio.
This is Fred Penny of Penny & Associate Injury Lawyers, and I choose to advertise on AM 950 KAHI Radio because it works.
So call our KAHI sales team at 530-885-5636. That's 530-885-5636 to start your local advertising today.
And here's your KAHI News for Thursday, October 23rd. I'm Chris Quant. Pet causes residential fire in Grass Valley. This is from Fox 40 News. The Nevada County Consolidated Fire, Higgins Fire Protection District, Penn Valley Fire Protection District, and CAL FIRE NEU responded to a residential fire in Grass Valley on Tuesday. Around 2:45 p.m., fire crews were dispatched to a structure fire on the 16,000 block of Brack Place in Grass Valley. The fire was determined to have been caused by a pet. The pet knocked over items onto unattended candles, NCCF said. Fire officials reminded the community not to leave a candle unattended. Quote, place candles on a stable, heat-resistant surface a foot away from anything flammable, unquote, NCCFD said in a statement. Quote, keep the candle away from drafts, that's ceiling fans and air vents, and always extinguish the candle properly before leaving the room. Make sure the ember is no longer glowing, unquote. Placer County Elections Office shares details for special election voting. This is also from Fox 40 News. The Placer County Elections Office is sharing important details to ensure eligible voters can cast their ballots for the special election. According to the Elections Office, vote-by-mail ballots for all active Placer County voters were mailed on October 6th. However, voters who have not received their ballots should contact the Elections Office immediately. Voters are also encouraged to review their voting materials closely, double-check lists of locations and times of operation, and vote early to avoid waiting in line. Starting on October 25th, voters can bring their vote-by-mail ballot to any open vote center, sign in, and scan their ballot. The sign, scan, and go option is considered the fastest and easiest way to cast a ballot in the special election, the Elections Office said. Those turning in their ballots by mail are reminded to seal their ballot and sign the envelope on the back under the flap next to the red X. If the signature is missing or does not compare with the voter's record, staff will contact the voter and only count the ballot once the issue is resolved, the Elections Office explained. Mailed ballots must be postmarked on or before Election Day on November 4th and received by the Elections Office no later than November 12th. Placer County Vote Center locations and days of operation can be found on Placer County's election website at placercountyelections.gov. For more assistance, call the Elections Office staff at 800-824-8683 or email elections@placer.ca.gov. Back with more news after this.
Hi, I'm Priscilla Presley. My love for animals began when I was 5 years old and found a puppy wandering alone. Growing up in a military family, pets weren't allowed, but I couldn't turn him away, and my family let me adopt him. That moment sparked a lifelong commitment to speak up for animals who can't speak for themselves. 50 plus years ago, Elvis and I supported American Humane Society because animals deserve our voice. And now, more than ever, they still do. American Humane Society saves lives and strengthens the bond between humans and animals. Each year, millions of animals end up in shelters, waiting for someone to give them a second chance. Your compassion can change a life. Please visit AmericanHumane.org to learn more. Thank you.
Tune in to the KAHI Corral every Saturday at 7 a.m. here on the Voice of the Foothills.
Fun fact. Yeah. Every centimeter of toe growth past what it should be, it's 110 pounds on the navicular bone of extra weight.
God, it makes my legs ache right now.
Yeah.
Seriously?
Yeah.
I didn't realize that. That's scary. Because navicular, you're done.
Yeah, the navicular bone is very important.
Yeah, you're not riding or doing much else.
Listen in to Connie and the Gang, and you'll never know what you're gonna find. Everything from pets in the studio, oh yeah, that's a real thing, to the advice you've come to count on. So join Connie and a cast of thousands on the KAHI Corral Saturday mornings at 7 a.m. here on 104.5 FM, AM 950, and streaming all over the world at KAHI.com. Continuing now with your KAHI News from the Morning Brew. U.S. expands campaign against accused drug boats to the Pacific. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth posted a video on X of a strike on a boat in the Eastern Pacific that he said was, quote, known by our intelligence to be involved in illicit narcotics smuggling, unquote. The strike, which killed 2 people on board, was the 8th one the Trump administration has carried out on a boat allegedly carrying drugs, but all the others were in the Caribbean Sea. Legal experts and members of Congress have questioned whether the strikes are lawful since they began last month, but the administration says it is relying on a legal opinion that it can treat drug traffickers like enemy combatants in a war rather than as criminals. And from the Morning Brew, here's what else is brewing. The entire East Wing of the White House is being demolished to make room for the $250 million ballroom President Trump wants to add, despite his earlier assurances that it wouldn't, quote, interfere with the current building, unquote. The U.S. imposed sanctions on 2 of Russia's largest oil companies due to what the Treasury Department described as Russia's, quote, lack of serious commitment, unquote, to ending the war in Ukraine. Warner Brothers Discovery has reportedly rejected 3 takeover offers from Paramount Skydance as it considers selling itself. The Louvre reopened 3 days after thieves made off with some of France's crown jewels worth an estimated $102 million in a brazen daylight heist. The Wall Street Journal reports that a security camera facing the wrong way allowed the robbery to happen. Tinder will require U.S. users to verify their identity with a facial scan to root out bots and fake accounts, so you'll know it's a human sending you that you up message. And Misty Copeland, the first black female principal dancer in the 75-year history of the American Ballet Theater, danced her final dance before retiring last night. And finally, also from the Morning Brew, today's word of the day is, hang on for this one, hippopotomostros equipedaleophobia. I think I got that right, meaning fear of long words. And that's your KAHI News for this Thursday, October 23rd. I'm Chris Quant. On now to the California Ag Report.
It's time for California Ag Today on the Ag Information Network. I am Haley Ship. Harvest for many of California's specialty crops has wound down, with fields turning from green to brown, ladders carted away, and packing house lines brought to a halt. Earlier this year, growers warned that stepped-up deportation efforts could leave crops unharvested. In a recent ag alert from the California Farm Bureau, they say that most crops were ultimately harvested, though immigration raids in Kern and Ventura counties caused brief disruptions. California produces more than a third of the nation's vegetables and most of its fruits and nuts, relying on 500,000 farm workers, more than half of whom are estimated to be undocumented, according to the Farm Bureau. In Kern County, citrus grower Peter Bellumini said workers missed several days, but operations soon returned to normal. The biggest toll, farmers said, came at home. After the Kern raids, school absences in the region rose 22%, and families prepared guardianship papers in case of deportation. To protect their workers, farmers held legal workshops, trained supervisors, and improved communication. Researcher Alexandra Hill called it a huge stand-up effort by farms across the state. To read the full Ag Alert, visit us at aginfo.net.
For the last 40 years, the Ag Information Network has been the source of news for farmers and ranchers. Yet we have never seen such an assault on farming and our food supply as we do today. From fuel to fertilizer, farmers are facing unprecedented economic challenges. This is why agriculture news that farmers receive comes from the Ag Information Network, reaching coast to coast. Deep roots in farming and decades of reporting, the Ag Information Network, trusted and transparent journalism for generations. For over 40 years, the Ag Information Network has been providing news and information for the most important industry in the world, agriculture. The Ag Information Network gives you worldwide updates from local producers to regional organizations, from major crops like wheat and corn to animal agriculture to specialty crops like apples, almonds, and cherries. We report on stories that mean the most to you. Online at aginfo.net, the Ag Information Network, trusted and transparent journalism lasting for the next generation.
On the Ag Information Network, I am Haley Ship.
Hi, this is Andrew Twidwell, owner of ABT Plumbing, Electric, Heat, and Air. ABT has been in business since 2001, and we are thrilled to have been voted Auburn's best plumbing company and best heating and cooling company in Auburn Journal's Best of Auburn promotion. We're very proud to have placed as runner-up in electrical category as well. Our technicians are experienced and friendly. If you have an issue with your plumbing, need a whole house generator, or maybe your furnace isn't working, give ABT a call. Reach us at 530-230-9004 for excellent service. It really is as easy as ABT.
Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins. What, send an icicle? Do you want to hear this? Yeah, I think you probably do.
When icicles form, it's from water that melts off of your roof and runs down the side of a building. Well, here's the thing. You know what else is on your roof? Bird poop. A lot of it. And that water picks it up and freezes it in the ice. You're eating poop.
Gosh.
Weekdays from 1 to 4 on the Voice of the Foothills, FM 104.5 and AM 950 KAHI.
At Sunrise Natural Foods, those 55 and better save 15% every Wednesday, and everyone can save on hundreds of products throughout the store every day. Save 25% on all Buried Treasure products, 30% on all new Chapter products, and 30% on all Now products. These are just a few of the everyday savings you'll find at Sunrise Natural Foods in Auburn and in Roseville, or at sunrisenaturalfoods.net. Sunrise Natural Foods, made with life's best ingredients.
Hey there, KAHI listeners. Producer Adam here to remind you to listen to Chris in the morning, Monday through Fridays, starting at 6 a.m. My goodness, that's still early. Get all the local news, weather, traffic, and local events you can handle, plus a healthy dose of daily dad jokes. Chris in the morning, 6 to 9 a.m. here on FM 104.5 and AM 950 KAHI, the voice of the foothills. I never miss it.
FM 104.5, K283CM, Auburn, and AM 950, KAHI, Auburn.
Wake up, it's Chris in the morning light. On KAHI, your day starts right. Foothill news and a smile or two, with a dad joke fresh and the weather too. He's the voice of the hills, keeping it real. Local talk with hometown feel.
Everybody!
So grab your coffee.
Let's make it an espresso today, shall we?
It's Chris in the morning with your daily news.
Big finish and good Thursday morning to you. It is October 23rd, and it is right smack dab at the top of the hour. It is 7 a.m. here at FM 104.5, AM 950 KAHI. You know what it is. It is the voice of the foothills, Chris Quant, with you here, holding it down in beautiful, gorgeous, fantastic, and very, very spacious Studio A, KAHI Studios, downtown Auburn, peering through the Venetian blinds. It looks like it's just going to be just a pleasant day out there. How do I know? Well, I've heard a little bit from meteorologist Tim Root. We'll check in with him here in just a little bit to find out the official weather forecast. We can't really experience the weather officially until we hear from meteorologist Tim Root, and we will hear from him here in just a little bit. But I would just say, just as a pro tip, maybe layer up, put on a couple of layers today before you head outside. It's going to get a little bit warmer out, but we'll let him tell us all the things here in just a little bit. And as we're starting at the top of this hour, as we do at the top of the hour every hour, if today is your birthday, well, doggone it, happy stinking birthday to you. I hope you have a fantastic day today. If you're born today, today is National Boston Cream Pie Day. So if you're a fan, I'm looking at a picture of one, and it looks absolutely delicious, by the way, although it looks kind of more like cake. I don't know if that's the right picture of what a Boston cream pie looks like. But if it's your birthday and you're a pie person like my wife, she is definitely a pie person. She's got a fall birthday. She's a fall baby coming up here in a couple of weeks, and she loves her a good pumpkin pie. Now, usually she requests that her best friend for her birthday makes her a pie, and our friend she makes the crust from scratch. The filling, she makes a darn good pumpkin pie, is what I'm trying to say, which is the reason why my wife requests it every year. Well, this year she's given our friend a day off here because we were up at Three Forks Bakery up in Nevada City. Not a sponsor of the show, but I wouldn't be mad if they wanted to. If you ever up in Nevada City up there, try out Three Forks there. It is absolutely delightful. Go there for coffee, a pastry, some lunch, whatnot. I think they're like Poor Choice here in Auburn, if you're familiar with Poor Choice. Where they also, I think they have beer on tap as well. Don't take my word for it, but they definitely have some great pastries and coffee. And while we were up there on a date, it's a couple weeks back, we tried their gluten-free pumpkin pie. And my wife was absolutely blown away. She's like, this crust is amazing. I've never tasted a gluten-free crust like this. The pie was absolutely delicious. So we made she made the request then and there. She's like, I would like, it was just, they sell it by the slice, but she was like, I would like the entire pie for my birthday. Not that she's going to eat it all by herself, by the way. Hang on, producer Adam. No, come on. She's not gonna eat the whole thing by herself. We're gonna get some of it. But basically we asked while we were there, and they're like, oh yeah, you gotta talk to the head baker. Her name's Whitney, and we think that we can do that, but we're not sure. So I reached out to Whitney day before yesterday. They said email her, so I emailed her, and props to Whitney. She got back to me very quickly. She said, we can absolutely get you a full pie there for your wife's birthday. Here's how much it's going to cost, and when do you want to pick it up? And so I'm making plans to have my wife's pumpkin pie birthday caviar dreams, but it's pumpkin pie dreams come true. So she's definitely a pie person for her birthday. Maybe you hate pie. Maybe you're like, nope, I got to have cake. Well, whatever it is, if today is your birthday, doggone it, it's your birthday. You do what you want when it comes to dessert. I hope you have a fantastic day today. If you have a birthday today, you share it with, well, let's see who you share it with here. Pele, Brazilian footballer, or soccer player as we say, an actor born on this day in 1940. Let's see. Others include Bob Montana, American comic book illustrator, 1920. Let's see. Other was Weird Al Yankovic, American comedic singer-songwriter. You know Weird Al. Plays the accordion, born on this day in 1959. I shared last hour, this is quite a few years ago when we were at the state fair. He was the headline performer that day, so it was in the evening time, and he was on the main stage there. And if you go to the fair there, you know that you can just be there. You can go in and see these concerts. It's part of your admission. And so we had our kids were little at the time, so we weren't going to go there for the whole thing. But for a while there, I stood what would be looking at the side of the stage there, and you could see that in between every song, they would play one of his videos, because he's made so many music videos and so many parody videos and spoof videos that they would play a video. He would run off stage, he would change his costume, run back on stage, do the next song, finish that song, video plays, he runs off stage, does another costume change, runs back on stage. I think he did that for the entire set, for the entire show. He was changing costumes between every single song. It was quite the commitment. It keeps you young, I guess, keeps you in shape, having to run up and down those stairs, back on stage and back off stage again and again. But it was pretty impressive. He actually, from what I remember, he puts on a pretty darn good show. So if you ever have a chance to see Weird Al, I don't know, I happened to see him there passing by, so it was worth it in my opinion. Weird Al, born on this day in 1959. Ryan Reynolds, a Canadian-American actor and producer, also businessman. They should have put that on there as well. Yeah, you see him everywhere. This guy owns Mint Mobile and his own vodka company and who knows what else. Well, I'll tell you what else. And again, mentioned this last hour, but if you didn't hear it, if you're looking for a really good watch, it's documentary, and maybe you're not a fan of documentaries, but it's just a great story. Ryan Reynolds and Rob McElhenney, who's another actor. He's in Always Sunny in Philadelphia and I think some other shows there. Rob decided he wanted to buy a football or a soccer team in Wales, in a town called Wrexham. Starts with a W, Wrexham. And he basically said, I need a partner to go in with this. He rung up Ryan Reynolds. He's like, you're a businessman. We need a few, let's just say quite a few dollars to buy this team. But it was also kind of a deal because the team, one of the oldest in the league there over in England, and I think in the European Soccer League or Football League there, was kind of on a downturn there, slump, and these guys came in, and the town had a large, very history around this football team. It was a pretty hard luck town with the mining, and when the mining dried up, a lot of people left or the industry dried up, and so kind of kind of on its back foot, this town. And they came in and they bought this football team or soccer team, and just the resurgence that has happened amongst the people, amongst the town. And basically, I don't know if you're familiar with football over there, but basically you have different leagues, and you every year, you stay in your same league if you play good enough. If you don't play good enough, you get demoted to the league below. So like, for instance, it's not a apples to apples comparison, but if the Giants didn't finish in the top however many, they would go down to like AAA or something like that. It's a great comparison, but you kind of get the idea. And so basically their goal was this team had been pretty high up at one point and had gotten demoted over time, just as they didn't have the player or the resources to kind of keep up. And these guys came in here, Ryan Reynolds and Rob McElhaney, and kind of helped get the team back on its feet again. And they've been promoted now a couple of times and are making their way up. I think the top league is the Premier League. There's a bunch, and they do this in this show. They do a really great job explaining for us Americans. Here's a word that they said. Here's what it means in Welsh. Here's what it means in English. Here's how you pronounce it. And it's also a great education, not only about the team and about the town, but about the Welsh and that tradition there, and how far back that extends as well. And just kind of, it's a very feel good, kind of edge of your seat moment, because you're kind of watching this team. Are they going to make it? Are they not going to make it? Is their investment going to work out? Is it not going to work out? Is the town going to love them? Is the town going to hate them? So some really, really cool things there. I'd never considered myself much of a soccer fan. But now with kind of watching this and the stories behind it and the people behind it, and watching, I don't know if you've seen Ted Lasso on Apple TV, kind of just humanizing something. There's the larger stories going on in the sport. It's actually kind of cool. So I don't know that I'll ever be a true soccer fan, but I'm like, oh, okay, this seems like a cool sport if you're into it. But anyway, so Ryan Reynolds, all that to say, Ryan Reynolds having a birthday today, born on this day in 1976. Meghan McCain, American journalist and author, 1984. So happy birthday to them, and happy birthday to you if today is your birthday. And just some fun history facts here. Well, I don't know how fun it was for President Nixon on this day. In 1973, he agreed to turn over the subpoenaed audio tapes of his Oval Office conversations. And on this day in 2001, all the way back in 2001, the iPod was demonstrated. It went on sale the following week, and the retail price was $399. So that kind of feels similar to what we'd be paying for, I guess, with inflation, what we'd be paying for an iPhone now, what would be like $500, $600 now, probably in today's dollars. So that seems about right. But do you remember that? Do you remember when the iPod came out there? I remember that. It's like everybody's like, oh, we can load all of our CDs on there, and you can go to the iTunes store and you can buy a song and load it on there, and then you could just take it with you everywhere. Not like we couldn't do that with like a Walkman or a Discman or whatever, but now with the number of songs that you could fit on there, oh my gosh. And then the video iPod came out. You remember that? And then there was this weird time of like, wait, do I get an iPod? Do I get an iPhone? Which one is the way to do it? And of course, now it's just all in one device now. But yeah, all the way back in 2001 on October 23rd, what were we doing? We were talking about the iPod coming out for $399. Other events that happened on this day: Disney in 1941 released the animated film Dumbo, and civil rights activist Rosa Parks passed away at age 92 on this day in 2005. And today is National Mole Day, also with Boston Cream Pie Day. Not those kind of moles. It's a day to celebrate chemistry, observed from 6:02 a.m. to 6:02 p.m., recognized as Avogadro's number, 6.02 times 10 to the power of 23. That's apparently what a mole is. So happy International Mole Day to you. And National Croc Day. No, not those Crocs. It's the unofficial holiday to celebrate crocodiles, not the shoes. There you go. So happy all the things to you today, but most of all, if it's your birthday, happy birthday to you. And he's been waiting patiently. He's staring at me saying, all right, let's get to it. Let's get to the weather. All right, Tim, take it away with our weather for today.
Thursday weather forecast is calling for mostly sunny skies today. The high temperature is 65 to 70 and a west wind about 10 miles per hour. Mostly clear, cool overnight in the low 50s, very light winds. The dry weather will last into Friday. It'll be up near 70, mostly sunny skies, but there is a chance of showers late Friday night into Saturday, mostly cloudy Saturday around 60 with the rain showers, and more rain showers Sunday. This is meteorologist Tim Root from FM 104.5 and AM 950 KAHI.
Thank you, Tim. 12 minutes past the top of the hour, 7:12 a.m. When we come back, well, we've got our 3 headlines and a lie. We're going to be doing that this hour. So, again, 3 headlines. One of them absolutely, or 3 of them absolutely true. One of them absolutely made up out of the 4 that we've got there for you. We'll play that. And lots more coming up. AI. There's some people coming up and saying, like, whoa, maybe we need to pump the brakes on this AI thing. Who are they? There's some pretty prominent folks. We'll talk about that coming up here in just a little bit.
Placer Farm Supply is celebrating 75 years serving our community. It was wonderful to see everyone who came to our Customer Appreciation Day. For those of you that could not attend, we are still running specials on diamond lemon rice and alfalfa hay. We are welcoming spring with our new garden center, including flowers, herbs, vegetables, soil, and adorable pots. Stock up on your supplies for your flock and pick up some baby chicks. They are sure to go fast with all the demand, so come down soon. Supply is limited. Placer Farm Supply for all your farming and ranching needs.
Hey y'all, Eli Winters here. I want to talk to you about something that's more important than ever, taking care of the wildlife around us. Our planet is home to some of the most amazing creatures you could ever imagine, from the biggest bears to the smallest birds and everything in between. But here's the truth. Many of these animals are in danger, habitats are disappearing, and we're losing species at a rate we've never seen before. If we want our kids and their kids to experience the magic of wildlife that we have today, it's on us to step it up and take action. You can make a difference. Learn more about wildlife conservation in your area and how you can help, whether it's supporting local wildlife refuges, reducing pollution, or simply taking a little time to appreciate the wild beauty around you. It all counts. This is Eli Winters. Let's make sure our wildlife is around for generations to come. Y'all take care of the earth and it'll take care of us. This message is courtesy of the United States Air Force.
14 minutes past the top of the hour, 7:14 a.m. And hey, good morning to you, Shingle Springs. Currently 49 degrees right now, looking for a high today of 71 degrees. All right, let's turn it over now, as we do, to the Fox Business Report.
I'm Charles Payne, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Brent crude, the global benchmark for oil, has topped $65 a barrel after President Trump announced new sanctions on Russia's 2 biggest oil companies, Lukoil and Rosneft. American Airlines is raising expectations for the year. It reported a smaller loss in the summer quarter and expects to end the year more profitable than Wall Street was predicting. Southwest Airlines made a profit in the period. It was expected to lose money. Its changes have been working out even better than expected. Nokia, which used to be a phone company but now provides network infrastructure, is reporting a sharp increase in sales of equipment. Nokia is seeing surging demand from artificial intelligence and data center customers in North America. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Jenny Coselda, invested in you.
Hey y'all, Eli Winters here. I want to take a minute to talk to you about something close to my heart. There are thousands of animals out there waiting for someone just like you to come along and change their lives. Don't worry if you think you might not be the perfect match. There are shelters and rescue organizations full of folks ready to help find the right pet for you. Visit your local shelter or check out online rescue groups today. You never know. Your new best friend might be waiting for you. This message is courtesy of the United States Air Force.
Looking for style, savings, and something for everyone? Come to Auburn's department store, McCullough's. From fashion to furniture, beauty to bedding. Find it all under one roof with plenty of parking. And right now, save up to 50% store-wide during McCullough's summer kickoff sale. Family owned and operated. So save time, gas, and money by shopping McCullough's department store in the Auburn Town Center, right off of Elm.
16 minutes past the top of the hour, 7:16 a.m. All right, let's talk about another event for the calendar. Yeah, we're talking about the Chili Cook-Off. This is the 3rd annual Colfax Chili Cook-Off. That's going to be happening on Sunday, October 26th. So coming here in just a few days. There's probably still time to sign up. If you want to sign up, it's free. You can absolutely do that. You can sign up at the Wrecking Crew Bakery and Cafe there, that 30 North Main Street there in Colfax, in downtown Colfax. Sign up as a chef. I have to check in with my wife. I think she said she was going to sign up. She had a vegetarian option that she wanted to put in there, and I have tasted this option, and it is quite delicious. but I might be a little bit biased. But anyway, if you want to sign up and get your chili in there and help them out, you could absolutely do that. Free to sign up. And again, you can do that at the Wrecking Crew Bakery and Cafe there in downtown Colfax. That's at 30 North Main Street here. Not there in Colfax. And why join? Well, it's going to be delicious chili, fun for all ages, competition, prizes, and people's choice. And if you're wondering, well, maybe I don't cook chili, but I sure as heck enjoy eating it and tasting it. Well, you can be a taste tester and vote for the People's Choice. It's only $10 to join in and get a sample of all the chili there, and you get to cast your vote for the People's Choice. So again, you can come check it out. It's going to be this Sunday, October 26th, from 12 to 2 p.m. That's going to be on North Main Street in historic downtown Colfax. It's a tasty tradition, an afternoon filled with delicious homemade chili, friendly competition, and plenty of small town fun. It's free to sign up, bring your best recipe, and compete for prizes and bragging rights. And again, $10 gets you unlimited samples and a ballot to vote for the People's Choice Award. It's a family-friendly event with great food, good company, and a little spice to warm up your fall day. Again, it's the Colfax 3rd Annual Chili Cook-Off, brought to you by the Colfax 3rd of July Committee and the Colfax Railroad Days. Again, happening this Sunday, the 26th, from 12 to 2 p.m. there in downtown Colfax. All right, we'll be back with more right after this.
It's the energy all around you. The thrill of the moments to come. The flash of lights. The rush of pure exhilaration. The roar of the crowd. See it, hear it, feel it.
Feel the thunder. Lightning and the thunder.
Thunder Valley Casino Resort. Feel the thunder.
Catch Sinatra and Friends, Saturdays and Sundays, right here on 104.5 FM and AM 950 KAHI. Join Frank and his friends, Sammy, Dean, Tony Bennett, and more, performing songs from the Great American Songbook. Sinatra and Friends Weekends, brought to you by Naturewood Home Furnishings on Folsom Boulevard in Rancho Cordova. Right here on the Voice of the Foothills, 104.5 FM, AM 950, and streaming all over the world at KAHI.com.
20 minutes past the top of the hour, 7:20 a.m. And hey, good morning to you, Lincoln. Currently 49 degrees right now, looking for a high today of 74 degrees. All right, coming up here in just a little bit. I was online yesterday, and I saw an online pundit say, hey, I think I've compiled together a list of who I think the top suspects are for the burglars who broke into the Louvre over this last weekend. Bold daylight heist. It just broke in, went through the second story window there, and as we heard, if you missed the news earlier in the 6 o'clock hour there, basically a security camera was pointed in the wrong direction, which led him, and who knows, maybe somebody went ahead and did that. I'm sure many documentaries will be made of this as we get further away from the event. But yeah, somebody an online pundit has compiled their list of who they think the top suspects in this it's not a serious list, but it is pretty darn entertaining, and I have to give him props for coming up with that group of folks that he put together as the top suspects for the Louvre heist. We'll talk about that here in just a little bit, but boy, I'll tell you what, this caught my eye today as I was reading through the Morning Brew this morning, and producer Shane and I talk about, and of course, I don't know, unless you're living under a rock recently, you can't get away from AI. Of course, AI is getting into everything now, and being in the software tech business, it's all about all the companies. I hear it all the time, like, well, we're incorporating AI into this, and we're incorporating AI into that, and it's going to make things smarter and more intelligent, and be able to learn faster and react better to what people want. We're in an era of specialized content and specialized service. It's the personal approach, right? So whether you're a business and you're trying to personalize things more and more, we have algorithms now that personalize our online experience, right? We have things, you always see these things that pop up. This website has cookies, and determine what you want it to share with, and it tracks you basically to make sure, like, hey, we're giving you content that you want to see, that's applicable to you, to make your thing more personalized. It's all about personalization. We love having basically our own our tastes cater to whatever that looks like, wherever we're at. Grocery stores, making sure that they're putting the right things in front of us, and online serving up the right advertisements to us. Well, AI is a part of that, and all these tech companies, as you know, of course, are racing to incorporate it into everything. Elon Musk is talking about how he wants his big old pay raise and pay package with Teslas, because he wants to start making robots now, and he wants to be able to have a say in the army of robots that he's wants to make through Tesla. And okay, all right, well, we'll deal with that on another day. But from the Morning Brew here, AI pioneers and celebs call for a halt to superintelligence. Because it's getting smarter and smarter every day. Now, again, not meant to be fear-mongering here, not being meant to like, oh my gosh, let's everybody run out into the streets and panic. But I think it is a good thing to consider both sides. Like Shane and I have talked about in our jobs during our full-time jobs that we go to after this. AI is part of it, and it's definitely useful, and it helps with tasks, and it helps, co-work with the, humans to help us get these things done, which it's a great benefit. There are really great benefits, but I appreciate, I guess my point here is I appreciate the measured approach with which some folks are just saying like, hey, we realize this is a thing. Hey, we know that it's here. Maybe for a second we pump the brakes for a minute, step back, and just make sure that we're taking a smart and measured approach to us as humans and as humanity, as this is now. This isn't just a local thing. It's not just a national thing. It's a global thing. It's a worldwide thing. And from the article here, a group of prominent professionals signed a petition urging, again, this is from the Morning Brew, a temporary ban on the development of AI that surpasses human cognition until there's a, quote, broad scientific consensus that will be done safely and controllably, and strong public buy-in. So yeah, I think there's people seeing that, this could potentially it could go sideways. Again, I don't think they're trying to be fearmongers. I don't think they're trying to be alarmist. I think they're just saying like, hey, let's just make sure that we're taking a scientific, reasonable approach to this, and that people understand it, that we have public buy-in, so there's not this like, I don't know, if things start to go sideways, God forbid, like all of a sudden you have widespread panic, people don't understand what's going on, there's no, communication about what's actually happening. Hundreds of public figures in AI research, business, politics, and culture endorsed this statement, which mentions concerns about, quote, losses of freedom, civil liberties, dignity, and control, unquote, plus, quote, national security risks, and even potential human extinction. Okay, well, unquote. Okay, well, that seems like that escalated quickly, but definitely something to consider and just to basically take a measured approach. Notable signatories include computer scientists Yoshua Bengio and Jeffrey Hinton, who are considered the, quote, godfathers, unquote, of modern AI because of their deep learning discoveries underpin much of the tech that we see today. Apple co-founder Steve Wozniak, Virgin Group founder Richard Branson, and World Economic Forum interim co-chair Andre Hoffman, two top-ranking national security officials from George W. Bush's and Barack Obama's administrations, Trump allies Steve Bannon and Glenn Beck, and actors like Joseph Gordon-Levitt, Will.i.am, and Prince Harry and Meghan Markle are some of the celebs that spoke up on that as well. But the nonprofit that organized this petition penned a similar open letter in 2023, which, by the way, Elon Musk signed, that didn't seem to slow AI's rapid roll. Since then, the industry has plunged billions more dollars into the quest for superintelligence, which Sam Altman, which is OpenAI's CEO, aims to achieve by 2030. So, we'll see, but I do appreciate whatever side of the argument you end up, and hopefully, I hope more people end up in the middle of saying, like, yes, this can be very beneficial, but yes, we do need to take a scientific and measured approach to this, which I think is what a lot of these folks are saying, and especially if you've got the guys that basically started this and have a very deep understanding of it, if they're saying that, I would tend to that I would want to believe. I would take their word for it. The subject matter experts' word for it. Experts' word for it there. All right, it is 27 minutes past the top of the hour. 7:27 a.m. We've got daily dad jokes coming up here. Also, there's a lot of snakes being removed, a lot of pythons being removed. Also, some theories on the whodunit with the Louvre heist there, the Louvre break-in. We've got your 3 headlines and a lie coming up here in a little bit. My gosh, so much to fit in just a short amount of time here that we're together with each other each day. My gosh, I need to learn how to talk here. I'll be back with more right after this.
Hi, the consumer with a thought for car dealers. I've been driving to work in the same car for 4 years. I need new tires. My front end is shimmying. That tiny rattle in the glove box is pounding in my brain like Chinese water torture. And the transmission is making that funny noise again. The one that goes, $1,200 to fix me, $1,200 to fix me. Why wait until the weekend to sell me a new car? On the weekend, I'm thinking about my crabgrass. On the weekend, I wash my car, and when it's clean, I like it again. So I don't pick up the auto section on the weekend, and I don't see your ad. But come Monday morning, all those little noises and rattles come back like the bad dream you had as a kid about monsters in the closet. The only thing that drowns them out is the radio, so I listen to it instead.
The best time to sell someone a new car is while they're driving their old one. Advertise on this station. Call us for more information.
This is the place. Hey! Yo! This is my grandson, Mike. It's his 18th birthday.
Man.
Wow! One of the best years of my life.
Well, when I was 18, the ladies used to think I was fine.
Yeah, your grandma, maybe.
Oh, come on, man.
He's a smart guy, but I thought he could use a little advice today. Start putting away some money.
Call your mother.
And now that you're 18, you need to sign up with the Selective Service System.
Remember Jamie Thomas?
Yeah.
Heard he didn't register and was denied a job with TSA.
There you go.
That's it. Save money, call mom, and register with SSS.
Hey, Grandpa, this boy got that police hair, the kind that roll up and stop wherever it wants to. That's cold, man. Just cut the boy's hair. I don't know what to do with it.
Be the man. Register with the Selective Service System today at sss.gov.
Good-looking boy, but ugly hair.
30 minutes past the top of the hour, 7:30 a.m. And hey, good morning to you, Lake of the Pines. Currently, it is 48 degrees right now, looking for a high today of 71 degrees. All right, it is the bottom of the hour, which means it's time for our daily dad jokes. That's right, make you laugh, sigh, I don't know, roll your eyes. We'll see what we got here. As always, you can send yours in live at KAHI.com or call me 530-885-3565. Yes, I believe we have the phone lines back up and running again, all of them. AT&T came in yesterday. I think they fixed whatever was going wrong. So thanks, folks, for doing that. 530-885-3565. If you're not getting through, you can let me know at live@KAHI.com or call. Let's try 530-885-5637. Just keep that as a backup number for now if you need that. All right, let's get into our daily dad jokes. Got a couple here for you. We'll see what you think. We'll see what producer Adam thinks here. I tried to buy a taxidermy bird, but the store wanted too much for it. They said it wouldn't go cheap. Okay, all right. We might be able to do a little bit better here. Let's try this one. What do you call the security guards at a Samsung store? What do you call the security guards at a Samsung store? Guardians of the Galaxy. That was pretty good. That one wasn't too shabby there. I didn't say these were going to be great. Here we go. My earliest memory is going to the eye doctor to get my first pair of glasses. Before that, everything was a blur. All right, and let's check on one more here, checking the inbox. This is from Dave. What kind of shoes does a lazy person wear? Loafers! There we go. Thanks, Dave. And those That's a good one. I think. No offense, Dave. I think the Samsung one. What do you call security guards at a Samsung store? Guardians of the Galaxy. I think those are my favorite there. And those are your daily dad jokes for this Thursday, October 23rd. Again, 530-885-3565 for dad jokes or just anything you want to call in and comment about. Would love to hear from you. Also live at KAHI.com. We'll be back with your KAHI weather and who done it? A list of potential suspects for the Louvre heist break-in. Stay tuned. Back with more after this.
You know the national parks, but you may not know that they're supported by a strong foundation. A foundation for the future. We are the National Park Foundation. And together with your support, we are building a bold future where national parks are vibrant, protected, and welcoming. Today, tomorrow, forever. Learn more at nationalparks.org/foundation.
Thursday weather forecast is calling for mostly sunny skies today. The high temperature is 65 to 70 and a west wind about 10 miles per hour. Mostly clear, cool overnight in the low 50s, very light winds. The dry weather will last into Friday. It'll be up near 70, mostly sunny skies, but there is a chance of showers late Friday night into Saturday, mostly cloudy Saturday around 60 with the rain showers, and more rain showers Sunday. This is meteorologist Tim Root from FM 104.5 and AM 950 KAHI.
Hey there, KAHI listeners. Producer Adam here to remind you to listen to Chris in the Morning, Monday through Friday, 6 to 9 a.m. Get all the local news, weather, traffic, interviews, and local event reminders you can handle, plus a healthy dose of daily dad jokes. Chris in the Morning, 6 to 9 a.m. here on FM 104.5 and AM 950 KAHI, the voice of the foothills. I never miss it, and neither should you. My goodness, it's early.
It's early. It's not that early, but I guess I'll give it to you, Producer Adam. Yeah, it is a little bit earlier there. Hey, good morning to you. It is 7:34 a.m. All right, I was looking online yesterday, and there's this guy that I follow online. His name's Jonathan Edward Durham, and he'll come out with very clever posts. Some of them kind of ironic, some of them kind of funny, some of them kind of serious, and he put together. He said, "This is my comprehensive list of suspects for the Louvre heist." And if you don't know about it, we've been talking about it here, and we'll mention it again in the news. But basically, thieves broke into the Louvre in broad daylight on Sunday, basically used a cherry picker to get up to the second floor there on a balcony, broke open a window there. Smash and grab, total smash and grab, as we'll find out in the news here. Spoiler alert, I guess a security camera was pointed in the wrong direction, and that allowed them to just get in there, grab some stuff. They ended up dropping one of the priceless tiaras on the way out, so that got damaged, but it was still there. And who knows, they don't have a lot of hope of ever recovering any of that ever again. But this guy goes, my comprehensive... it's a serious thing, but also this is kind of funny. My comprehensive list of suspects for the Louvre heist. First off, the Muppets. It's the Great Muppet Caper, Adam, is that one. I thought this was a good one. Number 2, the Pink Panther. Solid guess there. Pretty obvious here, George Clooney and his friends, Ocean's 11, the whole Ocean's franchise there. Now this one might be more of a deep track here for you. The Beagle Boys and Ma Beagle. If that doesn't sound familiar to you, for those of us that grew up on Disney's DuckTales, would watch it every day when we got home from school there. I think it was on from, it started like 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and there was this like DuckTales and Tailspin and Chippendales Rescue Rangers. If you grew up on that, if you know, you know. The Beagle Boys on DuckTales were like the resident thieves that were always breaking into stuff, and Ma Beagle was the head of the gang there. Next one, literally any cat. Cat burglar, get it? Actual ninjas broke in and did this. From the Disney movie Robin Hood, the snake from Robin Hood. Okay, that's good. And also a call back to my childhood, Carmen Sandiego. Nobody's ever been able to find where in the world is Carmen Sandiego. So that is that's a pretty good comprehensive list of who broke into the Louvre. The Muppets, Pink Panther, George Clooney and his friends, the Beagle Boys and Ma Beagle, literally any cat, actual ninjas, the snake from Robin Hood, and Carmen Sandiego. Oh, I thought that was pretty clever. Well done. Just having a little bit of fun there. I know it's kind of a serious thing, but also kind of interesting to hear just all the theories that are out there. All right, speaking of, we talked about the snake from the Robin Hood movie there. Speaking of snakes, down in Florida, they're doing some python removal. They're removing a heck of a lot of pythons. Where are they removing them from? And what the heck are they doing with them? We'll find out about that right after this.
Here's Jimmy J, DJ of the Stars.
BB Bumble and the Stingers, Monta Hoople, Ray Charles Singers, Lonnie Mack and Twang and Eddie. Here's my ring, we're going star. Ooh, I didn't realize the mic was on. Hi, this is Jimmy J. How you doing? Join me every Saturday at 8 p.m. right here on KAHI. I have the stars you grew up with, some great music, and I promise I won't sing. So join me this Saturday, 8 p.m. for Rewind, right here on the Voice of the Foothills, AM 950, KAHI.
Wounded Warrior Project helps post 9/11 veterans and their families realize what's possible. With support and resources that bring warriors together and empower them to become stronger, both inside and out.
It's possible to begin healing.
To get the help you need.
To find peace.
And as each warrior's needs evolve, so do we. Because these last 20 years are just the beginning. Learn more at woundedwarriorproject.org/possible.
39 minutes past the top of the hour, 7:39 a.m. All right, again, kind of looking at the articles out there, articles of the day. Looking at one titled Tripling Python Removals here. Well, your fancy new wallet might be saving the Everglades. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis said yesterday that the removal of invasive Burmese pythons, can you imagine that? Oh my gosh. I was reading this story this morning and getting a little creeped out. Just imagine, I don't know what it was when you're early in the morning, you're kind of still waking up, going through the news, and started to imagine that there could be snakes all around me. I don't know if my mind was just of course my mind was messing with me. There weren't any snakes, but it seemed a little too real here. The Burmese pythons, they're removing them from the Everglades there to protect the fragile ecosystem there. And they've tripled it this year after the state partnered with a company that uses the snake's skins for leather. And per DeSantis, Florida began working with Inversa Leathers last year, and it has sped up the removal. Between May and July of this year, 1,022 pythons were removed compared to the 343 during the same period in 2024. So, okay, who are the ones? I hope if you're the one going in and removing these pythons, one, I hope you're very skilled at what you do, because that doesn't seem to be. Now, there's not a picture of how big these things are, but if I know about my reptiles, I don't know a lot, but I remember if they do, they can get to be pretty big. So one, I hope you're pretty skilled in what you do there. And I think you'd have to be. And two, I hope you really enjoy your job, because working in the Everglades in July, to me, sounds awful, and to be looking for snakes and rooting out snakes sounds even worse. But apparently they're finding a lot, and they're removing them. 1,022 pythons. I had a buddy here that used to have a reptile shop here in Auburn, off of Borland back in the day, and we went and visited him. Just to kind of see, like, hey, this is quite the thing you have. I'm not really one for that, but he was super into it. And he had the snake room in the back where he had everything was in cages or aquariums or whatever you keep them in. But the bigger ones, the pythons, he had in the back room. And he had them out. He said, well, yeah, sometimes I'll let him out there. And so he's like, you guys want to go see him? And I said, I was kind of on the fence about it. And he looked at me, and he looked me up and down, and he said, you should be okay. The other people were with me that were quite a bit taller and bigger. And he said, you should be okay. And I said, The fact that you're second guessing whether I would be okay if I got in the same room as these things, if one of them, I don't know, started to wrap itself around me. No, I'll be out in the car. Thanks. In July alone, back to the article here, 748 snakes were removed, which is more than the entire previous year's total. The state invested $2 million in the program this year, and DeSantis is seeking continual annual funding for it. So, yeah, saving the Everglades there, doing their part, and removing out, man, again, I hope the folks that are doing that really love your job. As for Inversa, the company that's making these leather goods, its website features an array of Python leather products that you can go on there and you can check out. The company also makes leather from skins of other invasive species, including silverfin and lionfish. So apparently getting these invasive species out there and I guess finding a way to sell them and make a profit. So I guess if it's working, and if it's saving the Everglades, I'm all about that as well. Although, again, can't imagine rooting around for snakes in the Everglades. Oh, boy, in the middle of July. That sounds absolutely awful. All right, well, let's get to it. We're going to get to our news here in just a little bit and more events for the calendar. But as promised, every Thursday during nearish the 7 o'clock hour, we love to do 3 headlines and a lie. That's right. So I'm going to give you some time to think about it here. Now, no looking up. We'll pay this off after the news here and after our local events. But 3 of these headlines are true. One of them is absolutely made up. So 4 headlines. You know the drill. You know the game. Here we go. Let's see if together we can figure out which one is fake news here. First headline, mosquitoes found in Iceland for the first time as climate crisis warms country. Number 2, would you take a 12-week cruise that doesn't leave the dock? Okay, would you take a 12-week cruise that doesn't leave the dock? Headline number 3. Lost Jack Kerouac story found among assassinated mafia bosses' belongings. And number 4, wild bear pays surprise visit to bear enclosure at California Zoo. Quote, he was very polite. I don't know if he was checking up on his friends, what he was doing there, but yeah, that was interesting. So here we go. One more time. Think on these. Don't look them up. Just get a guess. Maybe narrow it down to a couple here. And if you want to, let me know which one you think it is. We'll give you a little bit of time here. You can email me live@kahi.com to let me know which one you think is the fake headline. Normally, if I had a guest in here, I would play with them, but I don't have anybody coming in today, and that's okay. We'll all play it together. First headline, mosquitoes found in Iceland for the first time as climate crisis warms the country. Number 2, would you take a 12-week cruise that doesn't leave the dock? Number 3, lost Jack Kerouac story found among assassinated mafia bosses' belongings. And headline number 4, wild bear pays surprise visit to bear enclosure at California Zoo. He was very polite. Quote, he was very polite. So those are the 4 headlines. Let me know which one you think is the fake headline, and we'll be back with your KAHI news, more events for the calendar, and the fake headline after this.
Dr. Dahlia. Join me for my live call-in medical talk show that answers your questions right here on KAHI. On my show, we tackle issues like cholesterol, diabetes, women's health, children, geriatrics, relationships, and more. And with all that's going on in Washington, we even touch on government and policies.
Dr. Dahlia, weekdays from 9 to noon here on the Voice of the Foothills.
Join me each weekday morning right here on FM 104.5 and AM 950 KAHI, the voice of the foothills.
14 minutes to the top of the hour. It is 7:46 a.m. And hey, good morning to you, Colfax. Currently 49 degrees right now, looking for a high today of 70 degrees. All right, let's talk about another event for the calendar. It's the Antsy McLean and the Trailer Park Troubadours umpteenth Halloween Bash. Now, this Halloween Bash is going to be on Saturday, November 1st at 7 p.m. And this is sponsored by the Sugar Plum Fairies and brought to you by the Auburn State Theater. Ancy McLean brings his fun-loving trailer park troubadours to Auburn's Odd Fellows Lodge, number 7, for their acclaimed umpteenth Halloween bash. Come in costume and be ready to party. Again, this is going to be on Saturday, November 1st, by the way, so maybe just keep your costume on from the night before. They're going to take you on a ride through Pine View Heights, the friendliest trailer park in America, with their original songs and audience participation for an evening you'll be talking about for a long time. And again, it's sponsored by the ever-fabulous Sugar Plump Fairies. This is, by the way, a 21 and over event. The backdrop for these characters and stories is the semi-fictional mobile home community called Pine View Heights. It was designed after his own upbringing, raised by a truck-driving father and an Avon-selling stay-at-home mom. Quote, "You can't make this stuff up," unquote, Ancy recalls. Quote, "It's like the blues. You just gotta live it," unquote. Again, the date and time is Saturday, November 1st at 7 p.m. The runtimes, it's about 2.5 hours long with an intermission there. Tickets are $50 for adults, $45 for seniors at the door, $60 and $55 for seniors there. And there's a VIP experience for $100. And again, the location's going to be at the Odd Fellows Lodge, number 7. That's at 1226 and a half Lincoln Way here in Auburn. For tickets and more information, you can go to auburnstatetheater.org. That's theater spelled the fancy way with an R-E at the end. Or you can call them at 530-885-0156. That's 530-885-0156. Again, Ancy McLean and the Trailer Park Troubadours umpteenth Halloween bash coming on Saturday, November 1st at 7 p.m. And again, it is sponsored by the Sugar Plump Fairies. It is a 21 and over event. All right, we'll be back with your KAHI News right after this.
How do you define strength? Is it physical? Or is it mental? Maybe it's both. Maybe it's whatever empowers a person to dig deeper, fight harder, and overcome obstacles that once seemed insurmountable. Discover how much stronger and more confident your children can be. Encourage them to participate in a sport when they go to high school.
This message presented by the California Interscholastic Federation and the California State Athletic Directors Association.
And here's your KAHI News for Thursday, October 23rd. I'm Chris Quant. Pet causes residential fire in Grass Valley. This is from Fox 40 News. The Nevada County Consolidated Fire, Higgins Fire Protection District, Penn Valley Fire Protection District, and CAL FIRE NEU responded to a residential fire in Grass Valley on Tuesday. Around 2:45 p.m., fire crews were dispatched to a structure fire on the 16,000 block of Brack Place in Grass Valley. The fire was determined to have been caused by a pet. The pet knocked over items onto an unattended candle, NCCF said. Fire officials reminded the community not to leave a candle unattended. Quote, "Place candles on a stable, heat-resistant surface a foot away from anything flammable," unquote, NCCFD said in a statement. Quote, "Keep the candle away from drafts, ceiling fans, and air vents, and always extinguish the candle properly before leaving the room. Make sure the ember is no longer glowing," unquote. Placer County Elections Office shares details for special election voting. This is also from Fox 40 News. The Placer County Elections Office is sharing important details to ensure eligible voters can cast their ballots for the special election. According to the Elections Office, vote-by-mail ballots for all active Placer County voters were mailed on October 6th. However, voters who have not received their ballots should contact the Elections Office immediately. Voters are also encouraged to review their voting materials closely, double-check lists of locations and times of operation, and vote early to avoid waiting in line. Starting on October 25th, voters can bring their vote-by-mail ballot to any open vote center, sign in, and scan their ballot. The sign, scan, and go option is considered the fastest and easiest way to cast a ballot in the special election, the Elections Office said. Those turning their ballot in by mail are reminded to seal their ballot and sign the envelope on the back under the flap next to the red X. If the signature is missing or does not compare with the voter's record, staff will contact the voter and only count the ballot once the issue is resolved, the Elections Office explained. Mailed ballots must be postmarked on or before Election Day on November 4th and received by the elections office no later than November 12th. Placer County Vote Center locations and days of operation can be found on Placer County's election website, which is placercountyelections.gov. For more assistance, call the elections office staff at 800-824-8683 or email elections@placer.ca.gov. Back with more news after this.
This is Jana from Jana Johnston Photography. I advertise on KAHI Radio because it helps me reach people throughout the foothills who are looking for the best pictures to capture their memories that will last a lifetime. Whether it's a wedding, engagement, graduation, or celebrating a newborn, KAHI Radio connects me with my target audience like only radio can. Thanks, KAHI.
To advertise your business on KAHI Radio, contact the KAHI sales staff at 530-885-5636 today.
Every year, millions of pets go missing, leaving families heartbroken. If you lose or find a pet, Love Lost is here to help. Love Lost is a free, easy-to-use database utilizing photo matching technology to search participating shelter partners and social platforms to bring pets home. Simply upload a photo to report a lost or found pet to the largest free lost and found database, or pre-register your pet today so you're ready if the unthinkable happens. With over 100,000 reunions and counting, Love Lost unites communities through technology to make a difference. Let's unite to reunite, because every pet deserves a lifetime of love. Visit lovelost.org and register today.
Hi, this is Mike Nichols. What are you doing Sunday?
What are you doing Sunday, baby?
Join me for the KAHI Swap Shop this Sunday morning at 8. If you have something to sell, or if you're looking for something, maybe you're having a yard sale, or perhaps you have a freebie you want to give away, you can give me a call and we can chat about it live on the air.
Oh, what do you say now? If it's a nice day now, what are you doing Sunday, baby?
Continuing now with your KAHI News from the Morning Brew. U.S. expands campaign against accused drug boats to the Pacific. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth posted a video on X of a strike on a boat in the Eastern Pacific that he said was, quote, known by our intelligence to be involved in illicit narcotics smuggling, unquote. The strike, which killed 2 people on board, was the 8th one the Trump administration has carried out on a boat allegedly carrying drugs, but all the others were in the Caribbean Sea. Legal experts and members of Congress have questioned whether the strikes are lawful since they began last month, but the administration says it is relying on a legal opinion that it can treat drug traffickers like enemy combatants in a war rather than as criminals. And from the Morning Brew, here's what else is brewing. The entire east wing of the White House is being demolished to make room for the $250 million ballroom President Trump wants to add, despite his earlier assurances that it wouldn't, quote, interfere with the current building, unquote. The U.S. imposed sanctions on 2 of Russia's largest oil companies due to what the Treasury Department described as Russia's, quote, lack of serious commitment, unquote, to ending the war in Ukraine. Warner Brothers Discovery has reportedly rejected 3 takeover offers from Paramount Skydance as it considers selling itself. The Louvre reopened 3 days after thieves made off with some of France's crown jewels worth an estimated $102 million in a brazen daylight heist. The Wall Street Journal reports that a security camera facing the wrong way allowed the robbery to happen. Tinder will require U.S. users to verify their identity with a facial scan to root out bots and fake accounts, so you'll know it's a human that's sending you that "you up" message. Misty Copeland, the first black female principal dancer in the 75-year history of the American Ballet Theater, danced her final dance before retiring last night. And finally, also from the Morning Brew, today's word of the day is, okay, hang on for this one, it's hippopotomonstros equipe daleophobia. I think, meaning fear of long words. And that's your KAHI News for this Thursday, October 23rd. I'm Chris Quant. Back with the payoff to 3 headlines and a lie after this.
Because KAHI cares, here's another KAHI Community Bulletin Board.
The American Cancer Society Discovery Shop needs your donations of new and gently used merchandise. Items include clothing, jewelry, bric-a-brac, home decor, and more. Donations are tax deductible and support cancer patients locally and nationwide. They also need volunteers daily. The Discovery Shop is located at 2376 Grass Valley Highway in Auburn. For more information, call 530-888-7434.
It was 77 years ago. My great-great-grandpa opened Naturewood Home Furnishings in Sacramento. Always family-owned and operated, we have had the privilege of providing thousands with home furnishings that'll last for generations. We know furniture is a major investment for your family. That is why it's important to purchase from a company you could trust will always be there. Come meet our Naturewood family during our 77th anniversary and enjoy the experience that has been making difference in homes for decades. And don't forget, tell them Brooklyn Nova and Orion sent you.
2 minutes to the top of the hour. It is 7:58 a.m. All right, let's finish up 3 headlines and a lie. We've got 4 headlines, 3 of them absolutely true, 1 of them absolutely made up. Here we go. Just a reminder, here's the first one. Mosquitoes found in Iceland for the first time as climate crisis warms the country. Headline 2, would you take a 12-week cruise that doesn't leave the dock? Number 3, lost Jack Kerouac story found among assassinated mafia bosses' belongings. And number 4, wild bear pays surprise visit to bear enclosure at California Zoo. Quote, he was very polite. Okay, did we have a chance to narrow it down to a couple? I will tell you that I did not get this one. I thought that it was the bear paying a surprise visit to the zoo in California. No, that actually was the true one. Any guesses? Producer Adam. Okay, he's being quiet on this one. Well, if you guessed the headline there, would you take a 12-week cruise that doesn't leave the dock? That one is absolutely made up. So the ones that are true, mosquitoes found in Iceland for the first time as climate crisis warms country. That's true. The lost Jack Kerouac story found among assassinated mafia bosses' belongings. True. And the bear. Apparently, maybe they were relatives in the zoo that he missed. He wanted to come see him. Was absolutely true as well. So there we go. The fake headline is the one, would you take a 12-week cruise that doesn't leave the dock? Yeah, okay. Now that I think about it, that doesn't make sense. All right, pausing for station ID. Back with hour 3 right after this.
FM 104.5, K2A3CM, Auburn, and AM 950, KAHI, Auburn.
Wake up, it's Chris in the morning light on KAHI. Your day starts right. Foothill news and a smile or two with a dad joke, fresh and the weather too. He's the voice of the hills, keeping it real. Local talk with hometown feel. So grab your coffee. Don't
Ooh, 2 creams, 1 sugar, please.
It's Chris in the morning with your daily news.
And good Thursday morning to you. It is October 23rd, and it is right smack dab at the top of the hour. It is 8 a.m. here at FM 104.5, AM 950 KAHI. You know what it is. It is the voice of the foothills, Chris Quant, with you here, holding it down in beautiful, gorgeous, fantastic, and very, very spacious Studio A, KAHI Studios, downtown Auburn, peering through the Venetian blinds at, another beautiful fall day. Holy cow, enjoy the sun out there. I think we're going to be getting a little bit of rain here over the weekend, but those fall colors are popping, as the kids would say right now. I've seen those reds and golds coming out all across town, especially across the street from the station here. Loving it. Probably a lot of people, and not just because my birthday is in the fall, but fall is my favorite time of year. Speaking of birthdays, if today is your birthday, come on now. Happy stinking birthday to you. I hope you have a fantastic day today. If it's your birthday, well, it's National Boston Cream Pie Day. So if that's your thing, hey, it's your birthday. You do what you want when it comes to dessert on your birthday. It's your birthday. Come on, you get to choose. And let's go crazy. If you want to eat your ice cream and your cake or any of your birthday dessert before dinner, you do it. You spoil that appetite. You have my permission to do it. Go crazy today. If it's your birthday, within reason. Don't hurt yourself. If you were born today, you share a birthday with Bob Montana. Who's Bob Montana? He's an American comic book illustrator back in the day, born on this day in 1920. Pele, Brazilian footballer and actor, we would say soccer player over here, born on this day in 1940. Weird Al Yankovic, American comedic singer, songwriter. You ever heard of this Weird Al guy? You know this everybody knows who Weird Al is. He plays the accordion there. Made a career out of making spoofs songs, parody songs. Some of them absolutely hilarious, by the way. Amish Paradise, a friend of mine, one of her absolute favorites. Weird Al, born on this day in 1959. I shared this last hour. Had a chance to see Weird Al kind of unintentionally. He was the headliner at the California State Fair a few years back when we were there. And so part of the fair, you get to see the concert that's playing that night, and was standing looking at the side of the stage. And would watch after every song that he would sing. He would run off the side of the stage there, and he would change his outfit and then run back on stage, do the next song, and then a video would play because he's got, I don't know how many videos of all of his songs, so many videos out there. He'd run off stage again, change the outfit, run back on stage, do the next song. I think he did that for his entire set. Which that'll keep you young and that'll keep you in shape. Apparently, if you guys got to run on and off stage between every single song and do a costume change. Now, I have been in shows, and they had to be quick changes because the videos were, it's not super quick where you had to just like be on stage back in 30 seconds. He probably had a couple minutes. But I have been in shows where have had to do a quick change. And by quick change, I mean you've got about 30, like under a minute, 30 seconds to a minute to do a quick change. And let me tell you, this could be some high pressure stress situations when you hear the line, you're trying to tie your shoes or whatnot, and you hear the line finishing up that you're about to come out on. That's your cue to come out on stage, and you've got like one more lace to tie. Let me tell you, high pressure situations during quick changes. But it was a lot of fun to see him, and happy birthday to Weird Al Yankovic, American comedic singer-songwriter. Also, Ryan Reynolds, 1976. Again, if you missed it last hour, if you're looking for a TV recommendation, it's on FX or on Hulu. Ryan Reynolds, Rob McElhenney, two pretty big time actors, and Ryan Reynolds also a businessman. Like, my gosh, that guy's all over. He's got Mint Mobile and he's got a vodka brand, and who knows what else he owns. Doing quite well. He and Rob McElhenney bought this team in Wales called Wrexham. Basically, and the title of the series is on Hulu and FX is called Welcome to Wrexham. And it's their story about them buying this team kind of down and out in this town of Wales called Wrexham. And it's now risen to international fame. And they've really kind of brought this a really low point in the town's history. And it's one of the oldest football teams in Great Britain over there. And I think in Europe as well. Kind of one of the originals there, and the stadium that they were in. And they've basically brought a whole bunch of life back to this town and back to this team and started this whole movement there. It's pretty inspiring to watch, and pretty inspiring to watch how this team's banded together and the town has banded together to literally pick themselves up by their bootstraps. I think they call what we would call cleats here. I think they call them boots over there. So anyway, it's interesting, a really great watch. So if you're looking for a new show to watch, even if you're not a fan of documentaries, my wife is not really a fan of documentaries, but I've seen her. She's sat down a couple times with me on this one. Welcome to Wrexham, and that's WREX, I think is how it's spelled, Wrexham. I didn't spell out the rest of the word there, but if you search for that, you should be able to find it. Really, really great show. Great recommendation there, I think, for folks that enjoy that. You don't even have to be a soccer fan or a football fan to enjoy it, in my opinion. I'm not really a big soccer fan, but boy, do I get sucked into the story. It's really, really great. Another birthday today, Meghan McCain, born on this day in 1984, American journalist and author. assuming the daughter of John McCain there. So happy birthday to her. Happy birthday to everybody else on this list. And happy birthday to you again. If today is your birthday again, I hope you have a fantastic day today. And finding out about today, we're going to turn to meteorologist Tim Root to find out what our weather is looking like. Timmy, how are we looking out there today?
Thursday weather forecast is calling for mostly sunny skies today. The high temperature is 65 to 70 and a west wind about 10 miles per hour. Mostly clear, cool overnight in the low 50s, very light winds. The dry weather will last into Friday. It'll be up near 70, mostly sunny skies, but there is a chance of showers late Friday night into Saturday, mostly cloudy Saturday around 60 with the rain showers, and more rain showers Sunday. This is meteorologist Tim Root from FM 104.5 and AM 950 KAHI.
Thank you, Tim. 7 minutes past the top of the hour, 8:07 a.m. When we come back, speaking of desserts, speaking of birthdays, my wife has a very special birthday dessert request, which I'm trying to track down. I think I may be having some success there. Also, came across an article, the top desserts by each state. What is California's top dessert? What are some of these other top desserts that you might not have heard of that look pretty darn tasty? And if we have time to get to it, eye injuries are on the rise big time in pickleball. Are you playing pickleball? Are you part of this pickleball phase, this craze called pickleball? Man, I remember playing that back in high school. When I don't think anybody really knew about it. But wear some eye protection is the moral of the story there when you're playing pickleball. A lot of people getting injured in the old eyeball there, and boy, that sounds painful. We'll be back with a whole lot more. Stay tuned right after this.
Hey there, KAHI listeners. Producer Adam here to remind you that Chris in the Morning really is the best way to start your day. And he's not paying me to say this at all. Wink. And yes, he really is holding it down in beautiful Studio A in the KAHI Worldwide Headquarters Studios, Monday through Fridays, 6 to 9 a.m. Chris in the Morning here on FM 104.5, AM 950, and streaming all over the world at KAHI.com. Now, where is that $3 gift card he said he'd leave me for saying nice things about him? Man, that guy's a cheapskate.
Did you ever wonder where we get a word like muckety-muck? How about the whole kit and caboodle? I'm Martha Barnett, along with Grant Barrett.
Each week on Away with Words, we try to solve linguistic mysteries.
And we invite you to call us with your questions about language. We want to hear from you about words and phrases, regional dialects, grammar, or maybe that weird family expression you grew up with.
So join us on Away with Words, Saturdays and Sundays at 7 p.m., here on the Voice of the Foothills, AM 950 KAHI.
Listen to the Garden Goddesses Saturday morning at 8 a.m. here on the Voice of the Foothills.
If you want to be kept in the plant know, join us on our radio show. The Garden Goddesses, Saturday mornings from 8 to 9 a.m. on the one and only KAHI Radio, AM 950, FM 104.5, the Voice of the Foothills. Call in to win a prize from Green Acres Nursery and Supply.
9 minutes past the top of the hour, 8:09 a.m. And hey, good morning to you, Placerville. Currently 50 degrees right now, looking for a high today of 70 degrees. All right, got a little bit of a sweet tooth going on. I came across an article here that basically said across the U.S., different cities with the best desserts. And if you're visiting that city, what you need to look out for. Because, well, we've been talking about birthdays. My wife has requested a very special dessert. She is a pie person. Some of you might be going, ooh, gross, not for your birthday, not ever, pie. But she's got a fall birthday coming up here in a couple of weeks, loves pumpkin pie. Now, normally she asks our friend, Anita, to make it she makes a great pie, makes the crust from scratch. I'm feeling it's probably one of the best pumpkin pies I've ever had in my life. And she'll make up a pie for my wife. Well, my wife this year, was basically giving our friend the year off. We were up at Three Forks Bakery up there in Nevada City. So if you're ever up in Nevada City, visit them, give them a shout. Not a sponsor of the show, but wouldn't be mad if they wanted to be. And my wife and I were up there on a date night the other day, or date day or whatever. It was in the morning-ish. And tried their gluten-free pumpkin pie, a slice of their gluten-free pumpkin pie. And my wife is like, I must have this for my birthday. So contacted the baker. We talked to the folks there, and they gave me the owner and baker's email address. And she said, yeah, email Whitney there, and she'll let you know if we can do it. And so I shot her an email, and hey, Whitney, thanks so much for emailing me back. She's like, yeah, I can do that for you. Here's how much it's going to cost, and when do you want to pick it up? So we'll give you a review on the gluten-free pumpkin pie, but what we've had so far. It was enough to dethrone our friend's homemade pumpkin pie for apparently another homemade-ish pumpkin pie. So looking forward to having that. Hey, if you're in Atlanta, big shocker, peaches are the top of the list there. The peach cobbler is the top dessert there in Atlanta. And now if you're in Austin, this is a throwback to high school. I remember when we got these in the snack bar, and they couldn't keep them in stock because everybody loved them. They're things called Choco Tacos. Have you heard of these things? Choco Tacos. It's basically, think of like a waffle cone wrapped in the shape of a taco shell, and then inside you have vanilla ice cream and caramel and chocolate drizzle and stuff like it. It's an absolutely lovely dessert. But in Austin, it's the Choco Taco. If you're over the age of 12, you probably had Klondike's now discontinued Choco Tacos is what we had. But the Choco Taco in Austin, it's got house-made chocolate masa shell, peanut caramel, cinnamon, semi-Fredo, and roasted peanuts. Oh, it hits all the nostalgia vibes there. Now, here's an interesting one. If you're down in L.A., the mango sticky rice at Bon Kanam, it's basically the Circle K for your sweet tooth. The shelves are lined with imported snacks and candy, and behind the counter, glorious mango sticky rice served in a takeout box. The mango is soft and slippery, and the warm-ish rice is always the perfect temperature. That sounds like a good, reasonable dessert there. That actually sounds, man, I'm getting kind of hungry now for some breakfast. Miami, it's the key lime pie. Boy, some folks in my wife's family can make a great key lime pie. Philadelphia, it's the chocolate mousse. If we're in San Francisco, if you go down to the city there, they recommend the coffee crunch cake at Yasukauchi's Sweet Shop. I know I'm mispronouncing that. It's at 1790 Sutter Street in San Francisco. Yasukochi. Sweet Shop there at 1790 Sutter Street in San Francisco. It's the coffee crunch cake. So it looks like probably the best version of a coffee cake that you've probably ever had in your life. I'm looking at pictures of it now. It does not do it justice. In New Jersey, it's the cannoli, the Sea Bright cannoli. In Nashville, it's the Kagori. That looks really interesting. It's a wispy ice hide filling like custard, black tea, bits of cookie, and depending on the day, it'll come out topped with dried fruit dust or milky drizzle. That looks interesting. Let's see. In Minneapolis, it's the turtle cake. In New Orleans, the beignets. Boy, if you haven't had a beignet, it's like a powdered donut. Looks really good. And Seattle, the ubi cheesecake. Hood famous cafe and bar. If you're up in Seattle there at 504 5th Street, South Sweet Plaza, 17A in Seattle there. It's a Filipino dessert. It looks really, really good. It's violet swirls and back away slowly. It's basically Hood Famous's mini ubi cheesecake. It's a delicious, as it is adorable. It looks really, really good. It's like this purple thing that looks really good. In Vermont, it's the maple ice cream cone, maple cream ice cream cone. Oh my gosh. Sopapillas in Albuquerque, and Portland, Oregon has the Marionberry pie. Oh, the Marionberry. That's so good. If you're looking for some local Marionberry, by the way, you can go up to Placerville there. I'm blanking on the name of it now. Somebody help me out. Gary from Placerville, help me out with the name there. We go there all the time. You think I'd remember it. I'll look it up here, but there's great Marionberry pancakes there. Oh, they are so good there. Check it out. All right, it is 15 minutes past the top of the hour, 8:15 a.m. Time for us to turn it over now, as we do, to the Fox Business Report.
Thursday weather forecast is calling for mostly sunny skies today.
Tim, I realize. Hang on. We'll get to you here in a little bit. We got to go over here to the Fox Business Report. How about that?
I'm Taylor Riggs, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Stocks opened flat and turned narrowly higher. Investors are looking at higher crude oil prices following President Trump's new sanctions on Russia's two biggest oil companies. Quantum computing stocks are higher. The Wall Street Journal says the administration is in talks with the companies to take a stake in the businesses. Earnings news is mostly upbeat. IBM made a profit. Its earnings were higher, and IBM says its clients are now regularly using artificial intelligence, but the stock is down 5.5%. American Airlines narrowed its loss in the summer quarter. It expects to end the year with a stronger profit than previously estimated. The stock's up 5.5%. T-Mobile saw revenue jump in the quarter as it added more subscribers with a monthly phone plan because of the new iPhone 17. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Jenny Cosola. Invested in you.
Okay, it's the Lullaberry, and it's Sweetie Pies in Placerville. If you ever go up to Sweetie Pies in Placerville, my gosh, it's a great breakfast place. 577 Main Street there in Placerville, and it's the Lullaberry pancakes and the syrup. Oh, heaven. Give it a try when you have a chance. All right, back with more after this.
Are you tired of the blame game when it comes to the issues that really matter to us? Do you wish someone would just break it down, keep it simple, and get you the help you need? I'm Sean Frame, and that's why I created From the Roots Up. A sensible look at powerful issues at a level we can all understand with simple things we can do. That's From the Roots Up, right here on KAHI, Sunday mornings at 10 a.m. and on KAHI.com.
Little River Inn on the beautiful Mendocino coast invites you to plan your fall or winter getaway now. Get away from the hustle and bustle of the city and make your memories with a day filled with wide open spaces, ocean views, and clean air, or a jacuzzi tub, fireplace, and an evening of snuggling with your sweetie. Little River Inn's restaurant offers a full bar and romantic outdoor garden dining with stunning scenery in the daytime and heat and twinkle lights for the crisp Mendocino evenings. The Little River Inn offers couples, families, as well as pet-friendly getaway packages. Stroll the shops in the quaint Mendocino Village just a couple of miles north, or hike the trails of the breathtaking Van Dam State Park just a 5-minute walk from the hotel. Schedule a massage or acupuncture appointment, or spend the day at Little River Inn's on-site golf course. Book your getaway today at littleriverinn.com or by calling the Little River Inn at 1-888-INN-LOVE. That's 1-888-IN-LOVE.
18 minutes past the top of the hour, 8:18 a.m. Coming up in our next segment, Sports Ball. The Kings are back in action here on KAHI. Sharks are in action here on KAHI. Oh my gosh, so many things going on. We'll wrap up scores from yesterday, let you know Thursday night football, what's happening tonight. Also, local football updates as well. Holy cow, there's a lot going on. Stay tuned. Off now to JT in the morning. I'll see you back here at the bottom of the hour.
Network by Joe Thomas.
As long as you've got a voice, don't ever stop.
So much fun knowing with our friends at WGCH in Greenwich that the band Gun Hill Road can be heard by people driving Gun Hill Road.
What's on your mind?
That's it. We'll tell you what happened. We'll tell you how we see what happened, and then we will discuss with you how it's impacting you where you are at 434-882-4217. Don't know if you saw this. You may not be in the marketplace for new Teslas, but the new Teslas come with no broadcast radio in their basic trim feature. Joining me now to talk about what they're trying to do to fix that is Troy Miller from the National Religious Broadcasting Company. He is their CEO. Troy, good morning. Thank you for taking some time out. And no, I am not auditioning for a spot, so don't call Josh at the Talk Media Network and narc me, okay?
All right. Good morning. Good to be with you.
Not at all. So this is a move, and I try to, and bless him, I just warned people I'm going to lay into Commissioner Carr a little bit later on for something he said yesterday, but this isn't one of those instances. This is car companies' sloppy laziness They stopped putting AM radios in because of the interference from the electric motors. All they had to do was put a shield around the radio box, and that would have eliminated it. But they didn't want to do that. What's the Tesla's rationale for leaving FM tuners now out of their cars?
Yeah, you're right. So the AM radio, removal was a big scam because the part cost $35, and when you put that against a $20,000 car, that's just peanuts. It's nothing in there. So look, this is all about who's going to control the information inside the car. That's what this is about, because there's billions of dollars of ad data. If they can track you and sell that personalized information on you as you're driving down the street and you've got a coffee shop coming up in a block, and they could pop that ad up on your card. They can get a subscription for you in order to have your internet service in the car there. And so that's the real battle. We've been saying this from the beginning with AM radio. AM radio has a lot of things behind it, especially being the backbone of the emergency broadcast system across this country. But the real battle is about both privacy and access to information, and free access to information and free choice.
Well, and that's one of the things that I think really is lost in this. And as the owner of an AM radio station, one that actually has to find a new home for our transmitter tower, and blessed to all the people who are helping in that pursuit. We're almost there. But it's not easy, because AM radio takes up a lot of territory to transmit. Technology has changed a lot. We can do it on a much smaller footprint than we used to. But it goes lots of places that FM stations don't get to, and rural America is going to be cut off from a lot of information if they lose AM radio, if they lose their cars. And one of the things that makes AM radio and broadcast radio in general popular is its portability. I can jump in the car, find my favorite radio station, whether it's a religious broadcaster, it's Christian music is one of the fastest growing radio formats over the last decade or talk radio, whatever it may be, and go with me. I don't need to download anything. I don't need to burn up data or anything like that. And that's one of the things I think we should be protecting.
Oh, absolutely. We should be protecting this. And again, it's the listener's choice.
Troy, are you there?
Because a recent Edison report on the share of the ear in the car said that 51% of all Tesla drivers listen to AM FM radio, and we know that's mostly FM radio because they took the AM out, as opposed to only 12% that are doing podcasts and 10% that are on satellite radio. So even more, 75% of all ad.
Well, and it's on us, and every time radio faces something like this, Troy, and I don't know if you share my view on this, I like to call my industry that I've loved for almost 4 decades the cockroaches of media, because every time they try to drop a nuclear bomb on us, we survive, whether it's satellite radio, even FM when it came along, but the internet and streaming and all of these things, because radio adapts and adopts these technologies. And yet we still keep going along, and I think people want that. I don't want to legislate away competition. I want radio broadcasters to be better than podcasters, and I still laugh every time a podcaster, or their press agent emails me and says, "Would you interview this very popular podcaster?" And I always look and say, if they're so popular, why do I need to interview them? Maybe they should interview me. But it's radio's power. So what's the right fix, Troy, from where you sit at the National Religious Broadcasters to fix this?
Well, look, typically we don't like to legislate things in the free market either, but the government does have a responsibility to make sure there's not a monopoly out there. And look, the car companies, have this kind of control. And look, cars are regulated all over the place, and we know this is the same.
I think we need cell service. this is why we don't use cell service as well for a lot of our broadcasting. We just lost Troy in the Ethereum. It's not another Amazon web outage there. Troy, are you back with us? Nope, we've lost him. This could be another Amazon web outage there. But a quick, sidebar on this. I mean, so what you've got is an FCC that wants to get big and ham-handed with this. I think we may get Troy back here. Troy, is that you, sir?
Yeah, that's me.
I'm
sorry, you
about
guys
that.
just dropped out. Yep.
All right. So what I was asking you is the gentle touch that I think we need with this, so that we're not forcing people to put technology in their cars that isn't there. What are we working? Who should we be calling? Who should the listeners be calling about this? Do we go and text Elon Musk and say, put the FMs and the AMs back in your Teslas?
Well, I think absolutely you should test Musk, because, Tesla's kind of set the whole pattern here for the rest of the car industry. So if they would understand that and look at this. But look, where the AM radio and every dash bill is going through Congress, it has the most bipartisan support. Co-signers, over 300 co-signers on this bill. It passed out of committee in the House 50-1. It passed out of committee in the Senate unopposed. And we put some safeguards in it. There's a sunset law in this bill to give radio a chance, to, as you said, to adapt and to innovate, and also to work with the car manufacturers. But there's a lot of issues around this. There's going to be privacy issues that are coming through, so that the car owners, car listeners know that their data is being collected, how it's being collected, how it's being used. So those two things are the big things we're working on.
Well, and that's one of the biggest things, is nobody's collecting your data if you're listening to an AM or an FM radio station right there.
That's exactly right.
Thank you very much, Troy Miller, National Religious Broadcasters Association.
Did you know that healthy arteries make a gas? Yes, actually 3 known gases. Hi, I'm Dr. Mitch, and nitric oxide is a gas that's readily made all day long to keep our arteries open by relaxing the blood vessel walls. By doing this, our circulation is increased, bringing blood, oxygen, and nutrients to every part of your body. Both age and poor diet can lead to a loss of this precious gas, and in turn, blood pressure can go up, energy can go down, and you can get tingling in your hands and feet. Well, our product, Ultimate Nitric Oxide, can easily help fix this lack of nitric oxide. Go to TotalWellness.com. That's TotalWellness.com, where we are helping you to look good, feel good, and enjoy total wellness.
In today's troubled world, our USA Armed Forces stand ready to protect you, your family, and our American way of life. When veterans return to civilian life, they deserve your recognition and support. You can help put vets to work by donating your car, truck, or van to Patriotic Hearts. Your donation will directly support programs to help vets find jobs or even start their own business. Donate today for fast, free pickup of your vehicle, running or not. Operators are standing by to answer questions about making a tax-deductible vehicle donation. Find out how you can make a difference in the life of a United States veteran. Call 800-209-4580 for 24-hour response. Call 800-209-4580. 800-209-4580. That's 800-209-4580.
And good Thursday morning to you. It is October 23rd, and it is 30 minutes past the top of the hour, 8:30 a.m. And hey, good morning to you, Auburn. Currently 51 degrees right now. Looking for a high today. Very nice out there. 71 degrees. All right, there's a sports ball music. Let's get into it. Kings back on the radio yesterday. First official game of the season versus the Phoenix Suns. That was an away game. Here's what it sounded like at the arena. Full court pass.
Up the floor to LaVine, who is
LaVine slams it down down for 2 more points there. It was 57-40. Kings in the lead there in the second quarter. Unfortunately, not able to hang on to the lead there. The Kings lose that one, 120-116. They'll be back here on KAHI on Friday, tomorrow night. This is going to be a home game versus the Utah Jazz, so catch them here on KAHI tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Today, this afternoon, you can catch the Sharks here on KAHI at 4 p.m. this afternoon. Sharks versus the Rangers. That's going to be at 4 p.m. today on KAHI. Other scores around the NBA yesterday: Timberwolves versus the Trailblazers. T-Wolves on top there, 118-114. Spurs versus the Mavericks. Spurs spurred themselves on to a W there, 125-92. Jazz versus the Clippers. Jazz on top there, 129-108. Bulls versus the Pistons. Bulls get that one, 115-111. Thursday night football tonight. We've got the Vikings versus the Chargers. That's on Prime Video. It's going to be at 5:15 p.m. tonight. If those are your teams, or if you're interested in football on Thursday. Speaking of football, going to the Auburn Journal here. Talking about last Friday's football, shorthanded Hillman survived scare at Yuba City in a wild shootout that came down to the final seconds. The shorthanded Placer Hillman outlasted Yuba City 49-48 to secure a crucial Foothill Valley League victory on the road. Both teams ran for more than 300 yards and combined for 1,122 total yards. Wow. As the Hillman and the Honkers traded blows all night, Placer led most of the game before Yuba City surged ahead 42-35 early in the fourth, putting the Hillman's playoff hopes in jeopardy, but behind quarterback Liam Grant, and the Hillman answered as the senior connected with Killian Beveridge for a touchdown, and head coach Joey Montoya made the gutsy call to go for 2. The conversion was good, giving Placer a 43-42 lead, and the Hillman come out there eventually with the win. So congratulations, Placer Hillman, on the W this last Friday night. We'll be back with your KAHI news right after this.
KAHI Cares. Here's another KAHI Community Bulletin Board.
You don't have to go to Africa to have a wildlife adventure. The Wildlife Care Association offers adventure, challenge, and satisfaction when you volunteer to care for injured birds and small animals. The nonprofit group is offering classes now for volunteers to assist Mother Nature in returning wildlife to our communities. Visit wildlifecareassociation.com or call 916-965-WILD and get your adventure going.
What I meant to say was our KAHI weather. Meteorologist Tim Root. Timmy, take it away.
Thursday weather forecast is calling for mostly sunny skies today. The high temperature is 65 to 70 and a west wind about 10 miles per hour. Mostly clear, cool overnight in the low 50s, very light winds. The dry weather will last into Friday. It'll be up near 70, mostly sunny skies, but there is a chance of showers late Friday night into Saturday, mostly cloudy Saturday around 60 with the rain showers, and more rain showers Sunday. This is meteorologist Tim Root from FM 104.5 and AM 950 KAHI.
Thank you, Tim. 33 minutes past the top of the hour, 8:33 a.m. And gang, just like that, my gosh, it goes by so fast every day. It's time for me to wrap up. We'll finish out this hour as we do with the O'Reilly Report and JT in the morning. Until we see each other again early tomorrow morning, as always, remember to be kind, be honest, be yourself, and remember, you can't hate somebody if you're hugging them. Again, if it's your birthday today, happy stinking birthday to you. I hope you have a fantastic rest of the day today. We'll be talking to Mary Jane Pop tomorrow as we do on Fridays. Looking forward to that. Until we see each other again, have a great day. See you tomorrow morning.
With us, he is the Attorney General of the Commonwealth of Virginia, and one of the most important positions out there. I remember getting schooled because I grew up in the top cop era, and I remember the first time somebody took me through what an Attorney General really is all about, protecting Virginians and the residents of their state. Jason Miyares on the campaign trail, taking some time out to talk to us. Closers get coffee. Jason, how are you doing, sir?
Oh, thank you. I'm getting coffee right now, drinking out of my mug as I travel. So great to be with you.
I wanted to ask, certainly a lot has been made about your debate with your opponent, who seems to think he's running against Donald Trump for Attorney General. But in the light of the text messages that came out that show his violent tendencies, or his whims and his wistful thinking of violence against political opponents, I know, because I've read reports done by the Competitive Enterprise Institute, the awesome investigative power of the Attorney General's office. I think he said it a bunch of times there. I can't wait to get Jason Miyares and Donald Trump in a courtroom. This guy is disqualified not because he wishes violence, but he wishes to, invoke suffering on his opponents, and he's going to use the awesome power of the AG's office to do it, from what I'm listening to. Jason, am I wrong?
Well, it's clear he's running for the wrong office. He wants to turn this into a political office, partisan office, as a tool or a sword to go after his political opponents. And I've always viewed the Attorney General's office as a shield to protect Virginians. And you're exactly right. The investigative powers of this office are incredibly broad. You are the top prosecutor in the state. For example, you have the authority to make sure that every nonprofit, every charity in the state is complying with Virginia rules. You obviously have broad criminal investigative authority as well. And so I think, listen, he's asking Virginians to hire him to be the top prosecutor in the state. And he's never been a prosecutor a day in his life. I think that's the first thing. He has no experience in this job. The largest division of the Attorney General's office is the criminal division. The second is, Joe, I thought there was an exchange that he wrote in that text message that should give everyone pause. It was when he was challenged about wishing violence on Todd Gilbert and his children. At the time, they were 2 and 5 years old. By the way, he's met his wife. He's met his children before. Jennifer Gilbert would bring those kids to the General Assembly. But in the exchange where he said, Jay, stop, you are hoping that Jennifer Gilbert's children die in her arms. And his response was, yes. As I've told you before, it is only through pain that people move on policy. Now, think about that. This is an idea that you are wishing violence on innocent children because you think through their pain, you can, quote unquote, make a better society. Well, Joe, you know my family background. Fleeing Cuba, the Miyares family fleeing Cuba. Well, my mother has told me this, that the Marxists in Havana, the socialists in Havana, they never thought of themselves as the bad guys. When they were arresting and beating people, when they were nationalizing businesses and taking away people's homes and farms, they all thought they were inflicting pain on individuals for, quote unquote, the greater good. And what that means is you have a worldview that individual dignity doesn't matter nearly as much as your political agenda. That is a very, very dangerous worldview for anybody to have, whether they're even a local school board member, much less an executive position with the broad investigative powers of the Attorney General's office. And so I think it really, I feel like what he said there was disqualifying. Again, this was a man that was angry that Todd Gilbert had said kind words about a Democrat that had recently passed away, a long-serving Democrat delegate, state delegate. His attitude is, well, I want to piss on the grave of my political opponents. Well, does anybody want somebody, when you're supposed to be the Attorney General of all Virginians, Republican, Democrats, and Independents, to want to turn this office and unleash it against, his political opponents and fantasizes and hopes to see young children die? And so how in the world could Jay Jones ever prosecute an MS-13 gang member knowing he wanted to see 2 bullets in the head of somebody he disagreed with over just politics? Now, how could he grieve a mother that has actually lost her child to violence, knowing, as we all now know, that he's actually hoped to see young children die? It is such a disqualifying moment for somebody to seek this office, to seek a job promotion. I mean, at the end of the day, if Jay Jones was to apply to be a line prosecutor in not just my office, any Attorney General office in the country in all 50 states, he would not pass the background check.
Wow.
He would not pass the background check. And that is what's at stake here. It is absolutely incredulous to me that he still is asking Virginians to hire him and give him a job promotion, because he's not a prosecutor. He's a politician. And that's his worldview. And he wants to turn this into a partisan office, and I want to turn this into basically prosecuting bad guys and getting them out of our communities and away from hurting Virginians.
Well, it sounds more like a persecutor than a prosecutor there. He wants to make you change your mind by his secret police showing up at your door, which is exactly how these communist Marxist countries get involved in there. And Jason, so many times, and you're a younger fellow than I am, but I've heard so many times, I don't want to make this about character. I want to make this about my accomplishments, or I want to make this about my record. And it's always the people with spurious character that say that. It seems, because at the end of the day, I've learned over time that character is what we really need to be watching for, because we can't game plan out every decision that an attorney general is going to have to make in the execution of his office. So knowing the character of the person is more important, because we don't know what's going to come in the next 4 years. So knowing who that person is and trusting that, I think, has to be the defining factor. Am I wrong?
No question. I'll give you just one example of the hard judgment calls you have to make in this sitting in this office. First of all, I got a security clearance when I got into this seat because of the number of defense installations that we have in Virginia and getting updated threat analysis from Homeland Security. I don't know if Jay would be able to get a security clearance to be able to have a clear picture of what we're facing. But I also have to authorize every investigation to any elected official, state or local, in the state of Virginia by the Virginia State Police. They have a division called the Bureau of Criminal Investigation, BCI. All of that and so when a complaint comes in, it comes across my desk. You have never seen a single leak ever about an investigation about a public official, because the state police has to investigate to see if there's credible. Obviously, you get a lot of complaints that are from individuals that aren't credible, that candidly you get complaints from people that are clearly dealing with some mental health issues. If you remember what happened in the Merrick Garland Justice Department, where leaks would occur if there was even a rumor or a thought that maybe they would investigate somebody if it was a Republican, and it'd be on the front page of the news and people's lives would be destroyed. And I've always viewed that as just a monstrous way of administering justice. Set aside the partisanship. Nobody should ever, if there's something credible, they'll investigate and then they'll take it to a prosecutor who will then seek a grand jury indictment. But no one should ever have something litigated on some allegation just through the media. I think that is the opposite of how it should be done. Mm-hmm. And so you could see, I've had people that have been pretty big critics of me that have authorized, they've had complaints, but it's never leaked once. We don't leak in our office. That's just a policy. That's a instantaneous fireable offense if you work for me in the Attorney General's office. So that's just one aspect of how character matters. You have to be able to be the people's protector and administer justice without partisanship, without favor. I have never asked a single crime victim ever that I've met with whether they voted for me, whether they're Republican or Democrat. That's just not my mindset, Joe. My mindset's to be the Attorney General for everyone and to protect everyone.
Jason,
that's my mindset.
Well, and I think that's, one of the important things. I mean, leaking makes the process the punishment, and we've seen this, faster than you can say Letitia James. The headline becomes the indictment, the exoneration goes on page 35, and so it's character assassination. Right. And again, I think that's the kind of thing you hear in your opponent's mindset regarding his political opponent's election culmination day, I guess. Early voting continues until November 1st.
At Hot Shot Secret, we share the science behind common diesel problems and their solutions. For example,
diesel fuel cetane levels.
In many states, the cetane rating in diesel fuel is 42 to 45. Most diesel engines operate more efficiently with a cetane rating of 48 to 50. One treatment of Hot Shot Secret Diesel Extreme will raise your cetane 7 points, increase fuel economy, and improve cold starts. Due to a cleaner burn, there are less hydrocarbons and particulate matter in your exhaust. This reduces the blockage of your diesel particulate filter. Using Diesel Extreme generates 83% less DPF regeneration. The 6-in-1 Diesel Extreme formula also includes the most concentrated detergent on the market, lubricity enhancer, water demulsifier, rust and corrosion inhibitors, and a fuel stabilizer.
Hot Shot Secret Diesel Extreme is available nationwide at truck stops, Fine Farm and auto stores, and online at hotshotsecret.com. Hot Shot Secret, powered by science.